Welcome everyone to Sysco Canada's Virtual Kitchen.
Good morning.
That tune, Kev?
Yeah, I do. I really do. I'm a sucker for that stuff, though. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, welcome everyone that's going to be joining us today. We have a packed show for you today. And it's a special edition, so it's going to take a little longer than normal. We're going to run about an hour and a half. So just if you want to join now, join later, or binge watch like Kev does a lot of our shows, please join us and enjoy all day. We have a ton of vendors, Kev, to go through today. A ton.
It's a festival, Jay. It's a festival.
It's a festival. Yep. We need. I'm never going to mention festival for the Festivus.
I'm really looking forward to the feats of strength.
Me too. So we have a ton today. We're going to go through really brunch ideas this morning. Then we're going to get into beverages, maybe some mocktails with our vendors, and then we're going to finish off today with seafood, because who doesn't love seafood with brunches, right?
Agreed.
You like seafood? Do you like seafood?
I love seafood. Like would not be a fair definition. Yeah.
So what we're also going to do, a couple things, just a little house cleaning or
housekeeping.
Housekeeping. There we go.
Okay.
Not cleaning. Sorry, Kepi's shaking his head in the green room. But what we're going to do today is that you have the ability to ask us questions, comment in the comment box, and we're going to do the best we can to answer those questions or comments that you have. We're going to put them on the screen if they're good. But we definitely want to have you interact with us. I think it's very important that we hear from you today and share where you're from. That's always awesome. But please join us and share comments as you can. Other thing is that we're going to have across the bottom as the codes come up of a lot of our vendor products come. These are SUPC codes, so share them with your reps if you're looking to purchase products that you're going to see today. If not, hang on to them for a later day, but hopefully you can purchase some of the products that you're going to see today from these amazing ideas our vendors have put together. So on that, I'm out of breath today, running around, but I think other things just to start off today is really, this is about you, our customers. We want you to take something away from this today that can help you with your business when it comes to brunch. I really believe brunch is a meal. Whoever invented it, thank you. Putting a meal between lunch and breakfast. I think it's awesome.
Wow, and that it's to be experienced.
Exactly.
Right? Done together.
And I think the other thing is, it's done, like you said, Kev, it's done together. So we group together, we hang out together, and we need to be together, I think, right now more than anything. So we see a lot of people doing brunch to goes. Obviously, a lot of our locations across Canada can't have dine-in. So people are doing brunch to goes, brunch takeout. People are having brunch in parks, social distancing. It's amazing. So a big part of what we want to do today is bring you all together to see some great products from our vendors and have a little fun today.
Yep.
I think, Kev, I think that's in our DNA. But I hope you take something from it and enjoy it. It's all about you. It's not about us, but it's all about you today. And I hope you enjoy it. Kev, any comments from you?
Well, I just want to say that, yes, it is all about them. And yes, there will be some ideas today, but it's also about what comes after today. And so whatever gets stirred up in you today, maybe you take a concept right from here and you move it right to your menu. Maybe you get some ideas and you want to discuss with any one of our talented business resources team, customer business resources team across the country, and we can support you with that. There's just so many. I mean, I just think this is just one step on the journey.
Exactly. So let's get into it, Kev. Enough of us. Before we let everyone in, we have commercials because, hey, you can't have a show without commercials, right, Kev?
Agreed.
Right. So we're going to run a commercial and then we'll be back with our vendors and then we'll get right into it. And me and Kevin are going to disappear. You'll hear our voices and we'll see you after the first part. So here we go, Kev.
Let's have a great time, everybody.
Not knowing when your Sysco order is going to arrive makes you feel not great. That's why we created Sysco Delivery. The Sysco Delivery app lets you know where your truck is located, when it's going to arrive, what items will be arriving, and what's happening throughout the day at all of your locations. No need to look at your phone repeatedly throughout the day. Enable notifications so that you are notified whenever there's a change in delivery, estimated time of arrival, or delay. Download today to get a real-time view and updates about your Sysco delivery.
Excellent.
Welcome, everybody.
Greetings.
Hello.
Kevin, look at this stacked house.
This is pretty cool. This is pretty cool.
This is pretty cool. So we're going to get started. So we're going to see some brunch ideas. And I think, well, I'm excited about this because I think a lot of them are going to really push the boundary of what we typically see in brunch. So I'm going to start. So let's start with our own chef, Peter Ecker, out in Winnipeg.
Mr. Ecker.
Mr. Ecker, what's going on? What are you working on, chef, today?
Well, we're working with Sysco fine meats products today. We're going to be working with the fajita strip, some of the new marinated Angus, the Wrangler steak, and some of the Philly steak, and making some different brunch ideas. Of course, the egg is king when it comes to brunch.
Nice job, chef. Can't wait. All right, let's go over to Jeanette.
Hey, Jay. Hey, everybody. So this morning we are looking at donuts from Western Bakeries. So I don't know about your house, but in my house, when you have brunch, it means you can have dessert. So we've got some sweet ideas and some savory ideas to share today.
That's awesome.
Yummy.
Having donuts for brunch.
Oh my gosh.
There are no rules.
Have to be making a stop after this broadcast.
Richard, what are you doing from Lester's, brother?
Hey, everybody. Everybody knows Lester's for having, smoked meat and hot dogs. But you know what? We actually do a really great breakfast sausage. So it's time here to show you this one today. Got two things up for you today. I have a skillet that we're going to do with some fingerling potatoes. It's going to be out of this world. And then I'm going to put a real cool twist on the flatbread. We're going to do a caban flatbread. That's going to be, it's a total ripoff of a cabana silk. The sugar shack that we just can't have this year because of what's going on out there. So I'm going to make a cabana silk inspired flatbread. So stay tuned and come back and I'll show you how to put all this stuff together.
Excellent. Thanks, Richard. Chef Cappy, what are you doing? What are you working on today, buddy?
We're going to start off with the Sysco Easy Carve Pan, actually. So that's going to be our first one we're going to show you. We're going to break this down and show you multiple different ways to use this product as opposed to just straight as a carving item. And then our second item, we're going to do, I'm going to call it a one-handed brunch. So we've got awesome. a couple of items to go on that one as well for a takeout. So we're good to go.
Huge. That's huge.
We're looking forward to hamming it up with you.
Okay, so we have to start with dad jokes. Okay.
I didn't even say it. I didn't start it. I'm trying to be as professional as I got, I got some flack last time. Carnia a little.
A little bit.
All right. Well, let's go back to Peter. Peter, let's get going. What do you work? Let's see what you got.
Oh my God, what's happening? So the first thing we're going to do is make a big mess. The eggs. Always happens, right? Okay, so what we're doing is we're taking the beef fajita strips and we put a little bit of tempura flour and we crisp it up to make ourselves a bowl. So of course what we did here, we're going to either choose a wide mouth style bowl or a classic bowl here to create this. It takes only about 60 seconds to cook off the beef on the fire. So that's what I really like about a la carte style brunch. So what we did is we cooked ourselves off some of the basmati rice to make our bowl, right? So it would just end up in the center of the dish just like this. Of course, depending on what you're wanting to do for your vegetables to put in your bowl. Have some marinated carrots here. To dress it up along the side. But this was just really sort of simple and fresh and really allowed the egg to take the center stage right on top of the bowl itself. We got a few shrimp that we're going to put around, of course. And then we had the beef strips that we put in the bowl. Just like that. Classic beef broth. Just like this around the bowl itself. So this is a great ethnic style brunch dish. Allows you to do the sunny side up style egg right in the middle. Boom, just like that. That's sort of our first dish right here, Jay. Nice and simple. Prep the head.
Can you hold it up? Can you hold
it up? Hold it up, chef.
Oh yeah.
That's the thing in front of you.
Fantastic. Thanks, Jay.
Beauty.
Beautiful.
Just in case.
Little cilantro on there. Boom. You're ready.
Nice.
And if you don't like cilantro, you don't have to put it on.
Are you a cilantro fan, Kev?
I don't mind it.
There we go, Kevin. No cilantro.
I'm learning to love cilantro.
Here's your crepe. Beautiful little dish. Break the yolk for the customer. You're off to the races. Look at that.
Thank you, chef.
You can use beef fajita strips. Sysco fine meats.
Awesome. We're gonna throw that code up there, Kev. It's like a selling show.
Hey,
Hey, Kevin, there's a code.
it is.
If you buy 14 cases of this today, Kevin will wash your car.
Sysco sales reps are standing by. Yes, if I have to, I will hook up the garden hose here.
Clean me up. I can't juggle eggs, but I can cook meat.
Oh.
All right,
I
Jeanette.
know.
Oh my gosh, no cilantro over here with the donuts. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I probably could find a way, but I have not today. So donuts. I mean, what better, more fun option is there for brunch? And it's not always something you think about. So I want to just give you a couple things. Donuts can go from simple and your typical lovely glazed donut. My favorite, if I'm honest. Obviously, sky's the limit to what you can do. Wanted to show you a couple quick ideas here. I lovingly refer to these ones as my unicorn donuts. Fun, easy way to decorate. You can top with whatever the heck you want. And then, of course, this one takes it up a notch with a little culinary lavender. So get creative. Brunch includes dessert. But if you don't want to go quite that far, we've got even some savory options for you to think about, too. So today, a little apple fritter pulled pork sandwich.
Wow.
Crazy easy way. Glaze it with a little bit of even a little hot sauce in that glaze. Add to it.
So they call that the fronut? Is that the
Donut?
fronut?
No.
Okay.
And
I
then, of
think that
course,
was
you
in
got
the
your
80s.
hamburger donut, right? So why the heck not a little glazed donut? Always add something to a burger. But the idea I truly want to show you right now gets you perfectly into brunch. This one is a French toast kind of casserole. So I did this one up earlier today. When you're looking at those ideas that you can share, a little bit of, done up in advance is an easy kind of buffet style, but we know we're not all there right now. An easy way to definitely do this. We're at home today in my kitchen, so my son's going to have quite the lunch going in a few minutes. But the one I really want to show you today is we've taken up those donuts, those yeast ring donuts, and I've cut them in half and made some French toast. So done in, we soaked up really quick, so it's a quick flash in that egg mix. Take that product, griddle it, and then we start to make this beautiful stack of donuts. I've just finished these ones, so those little asbestos fingers, taking things off the grill here. Stack these up. What a beautiful stack for a breakfast plate. Now you could go with your maple syrup on the side if you wish, or a lovely little drizzle. For donuts, that's got that nice sweetness to it. I like to finish them off with a few berries. And I mean, that is a brunch of champions right there.
That is all meals for me. So
Kev, is that cool?
so simple, and please don't take that the wrong way. So simple, yet who's done that? It's a winner.
Well, that's just it, right? And we know, Kevin, that there's a lot of places not maybe trying to consolidate a little bit to use items in more than one menu item. So
Preach.
You've got dessert, you've got a burger, you've got breakfast, brunch, right? And French toast. There's a lot of versatility. Donuts just don't have to go with coffee anymore.
Love it.
Love it.
Great. And
Well
you can
done.
share that too.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Or not, but that's
Yeah.
I've got some donut holes coming up for you, so I'll start to get those ones ready in the background. Donut nachos.
Oh, awesome.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
Alrighty. All right, let's go to Richard.
All right, everybody. So we're going to quickly put these two things together here. So we're going to start off with the skillet today, like I said. So I've got my fingerling potatoes. I just did them off ahead of time. You got to give these a little bit of a crisp in the pan. I'm telling you, that's what's going to make it work. And I've got some sauteed peppers and onions that we're just going to put on top of those. And of course, the reason why we're here, the breakfast sausage. So just give it a nice little presentation here like this. Hit it with a little bit of cheese. And then I'm going to slip this into the oven. And when it comes out, I'm going to show you a little a little way to make that a brunch item. And then with the flatbread, I did something different with this guy. I took the breakfast sausage when it's in its raw form, and I took off the casing and I made little meatballs out of it. So you get little breakfast sausage meatballs. So for my caban pizza, a caban flatbread, I've got some Black Forest ham. I've got some tomato and cheese on the bottom there. And of course, the Lester's breakfast sausage as a meatball. So I'm just going to drop these on here like this. Oh, we can give a few. It's brunch. Why not? We've all got the room for the calories, don't we? And then, because there's ham on there, throw in a little bit of Swiss cheese. Nothing goes better with ham than a little bit of Swiss. So we're going to throw that on there like this. And I'm going to drop these into the oven. And when we pull them out, I'm going to show you how to take this and make it into the caban-inspired pizza. And this, and make it a total brunch skillet. So come back in about 5 minutes.
Awesome.
Here, let's go over to Kepi.
Okay. So we're going to look at this is the Sysco brand Easy Carve ham. So this ham is totally deboned except for the shank bone that's on for the garnish on the one side. This is coming to you fresh, 1 per case, and we just want to be able to show you a few things you're going to be able to do with this product. So we're just going to take this out of the package real quick, and I'm going to break this down for you in a minute, but I want you to sort of see how it comes. It actually has the 1 shank bone here. It has a little cover on it as well that covers the bone just so it doesn't break the casing. But that's the ham that's going to come to you fresh, fully cooked, ready to go. What that turns into is this. So here you've got, I basically took that same Easy Carve ham, brushed a mustard glaze over the top of this, put this in an oven at about 250 degrees for about 3 hours just to warm this up. And now you've got the perfect carving ham. So you're going to be able to take this product anywhere you want.
Yeah, we can do that by me. Yeah,
and you're going to be able to sit here and carve off this ham. So this is your perfect brunch ham. Now, obviously, this is what's going to be happening when you have the buffets and everything. And we sell a lot of this product as for carving stations for Sunday brunches. But those days aren't with us right now. So for as much as we can have a plate that goes out like this, that's going to have to hold on for now for a little while. So what we're going to do is break this product down cold. So I'm going to go back to the cooled one I just showed you out of the package.
So, Chef Kepi,
yes,
I have a little surprise for everyone.
In the middle of my presentation, thank you.
I know. Well, why not, eh? Hey, Kevin.
Yes, Jay.
Do you see him in the green room?
I don't see him in the green room, no.
All right. Well, I thought I'd bring a chef as a host to support us today. So I am bringing in, and there he is.
Hey, guys.
One of New York's top chefs.
Hey!
Oh.
How you guys doing?
We're doing great.
Hey, you're doing better than me. I haven't eaten anything yet, and I'm just starting to watch this. That ham looks amazing.
The carve, eh? Just the slow motion. Oh my gosh, it was so good.
That crust, damn, that is beautiful.
Yeah, for a baked ham, it doesn't have to be pineapple. There's so many different rubs that can go onto this product. It's a phenomenal
look
product.
at the moisture inside of that. I mean, it's literally juicing out every slice.
Yeah, let's bring this back here for a sec.
Awesome. Well, Chef, I'm glad you can make it today. We're so happy that you're here. And
man, this is an absolute pleasure, guys. Please continue. This is just too much.
Awesome.
It's an honor having you.
Pleasure.
No pressure, Kepi. This is one of the biggest city in the country.
You're back, Kepi. You're back.
All right. Just to show you with this product, again, with the carved product, this is now completely boneless except for the shank bone that can come off, and we'll talk about that as well. But that right there, there's some wonderful meat on there, and then every chef out there is going to fight to make split pea soup with that. But just to show you, as an extreme example here of what you've got to work with, this is a 96% yield product. And there you have it.
Kind of jiggling there.
All that product is ready to go.
Can't make
so
that
you're not
stuff
having
up.
to worry about navigating around a bone. You're not going to have to worry about sinew or gristle of any kind. This is a 96% yield product if you're carving. And that's the kind of product that you're going to be able to get fresh coming to you on the truck. But we're going to take the product from cold now.
And if I can just jump in there for a sec, Chef, people who are using this product, please take pictures as you're taking it out of the oven and post it. Like, you're not necessarily doing these products justice if you're, it's great that you're serving them and you're serving a great product, but make sure your customers know the beautiful products that you're working with and how they're coming out of the oven. It makes us salivate,
Right. So I just want to show
you. If I may add, I mean, these hams, once they're cooked, it's endless what you can do with this stuff. I puree this stuff, turn it into pestos, little garlic and oil with pasta, coat them, little spice with crunchy toppings. I mean, it's endless. People take these hams and slice them and it's beyond.
This is the best quality ham you're going to be able to get out there. And again, this is coming to you fully cooked. So what we've always done with it, and the way we've always shown this, is as a buffet ham. But we're going to be able to take that same quality and be able to use it in an a la carte setting. So what we're going to do quickly here, I've got the shank bone. It literally will come right off like this. So you'll have your shank bone right there. What you're left with now is an inside and outside. And you have 4 pieces here. And this will literally just come apart into your bone, into your pieces. Now you end up with these 4 slices that you can take and portion out exactly how you want it. So this is still going to be a carved ham. So you can sit here in cold, carve this up into your portions. So if you want to do takeout and delivery, you're going to be able to have a carved ham that's not going to be a Black Forest ham, not going to be a tin end ham or anything like that. You're going to get a perfect ham every time. So you're going to be able to carve out that to be able to make your entree meals out of. You're going to be able to take the shank bones and just take this stuff, bring it down, and you can dice up any other pieces that you've got for your omelets, for your quiches, for anything like that. You'll be able to take this product up and chop it up. And again, when you're putting it on the menu, use your adjective. Tell everybody that you're using a full leg of ham that you're cutting in-house, that you're cooking. But you can end up with carved. And at the same time, you can take these products and you can do your shave for your sandwich bills. And Chef, I know you've got yourself a sandwich place in New York there, but you can sit here and carve out nice and thin, shaved ham, but it's not going to be a Black Forest ham. It's going to be a hand-carved ham. So all these different pieces are going to be able to come off. And when you're done, you're going to be able to take off this garnish piece, pull the meat off of that. And then there's the bone that's going in your split pea soup. So you're going to get a 96% yield on this product, ready to go in your establishment, using up all the product. It's a phenomenal product. Bake it off whole or portion it up ahead of time like this.
Fantastic.
Awesome. I just wanted to show you that it's got more than one application and there's more than one way to use the product.
Well, Kepi, we're going to come back. We got to get Richard in here. Am I in the right? No, I got to get Peter back. Sorry, Richard. We'll be right back to Peter.
Hey. Wow, I'm just cleaning myself up, not breaking my eggs. But anyway, so the next product is the Wrangler steak. And so this has come back to the market. It's in the prairies again. It's been in the east for a little while. But this is it's almost like
Give us the close-up, Peter.
How's that?
A little better, yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful. So what we did is we took, and the whole theme of today was being able to do stuff in about 10 minutes. So these are a la carte dishes. These are dishes that customers can finish at home if you're doing sort of a brunch at home or Mother's Day at home. So we butterflied the steak. We, pounded it out. We have our mustard and ham classic and pickles. We rolled it up. But that's not just the exciting part. The exciting part of all of this is that to make a roulade only takes 10 minutes. And this was key to the success of being able to produce orders and not make a batch ahead of time if you don't sell it or people are not ordering. So this could be part of a multi-tiered sort of brunch that goes along. But the Wrangler
now,
steak,
Peter, you banged that between some plastic to make it thinner, I assume.
I sure did, but I didn't want to make too much noise today. But you're a guest, so we'll let that go for now. What I did is I served it today with some of the hard-boiled eggs, and of course we did some German grapes, cabbage, and some apples there. And the whole idea here again is being able to take one of the roulade and put it right here. Whether we cut it or I'll show it to you in just a minute. And there would be a really quick, easy 10-minute cook. You don't have to braise it. It's a steak. It's already marinated, so it's ready to go. Very easy to deal with. So when the customers are cutting into it on their plate, they're able to see a beautiful, tender piece of steak that doesn't need to be cooked well done. So this can still be a medium rare or medium steak. You can see the pickle and the onions and stuff in here. Really, really great product with the Wrangler steak being able to finish it up here for a great brunch dish. How's that look?
Beautiful.
Great. And
Nice
it looks like
simple.
it'll probably travel well too, right? Like you don't have to.
Absolutely, it'll travel extremely well, Kev. Yeah, very healthy. Got the hard-boiled eggs. Easy on production, easy on prep. Again, a perfect steak. Sysco fine meat's fantastic.
Peter, have you had that raw, like a carpaccio as well, seasoned? It looks like such a nice cut.
I haven't tried it that way only because it's marinated, chef. So I'd have to test it first to see if it sort of had the palate that we would be looking for in that.
Looks beautiful.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Chef.
Very, very versatile, very economical. We're able to get 2 out of 1 4-ounce steak. So
2?
again, it fits the budget. Very healthy, very easy, very prep ahead. Fantastic.
And if I could just add, and I think Chef Peter might have said this already. I mean, what if you're having a little struggle managing inventory right now, and you've got some extra steaks? What a beautiful way to turn those into a really profitable breakfast, and nobody knows the lesser.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I had some of the
Really
cabbage
cool.
last night. It was beautiful.
I love that.
I got to pick up my staff sale at noon, Peter. Is there going to be any of that left? Or oh, wait.
Oh,
Next.
that's Richard.
Next.
Listen,
Richard.
I have a 6-hour drive to get over there.
Oh, yeah. I'll meet you in Niagara, chef. Awesome, guys.
Richard, over to you, buddy.
All right, guys. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to put the finishing touches on these 2 dishes. So first with the skillet pan. So I pulled it out of the oven, and you got to remember when you pull a skillet out of the oven, it's really hot. So as good as those sausages look, no licking the plate. Okay. So what we're going to do to finish this guy off is just a little sunny side egg on top because it is bunch of brunch. And then don't forget a little bit of garnish. I have some chive here. It's a little bit better than parsley, in my opinion, when it comes to breakfast. So that's that one finished. It looks really good. You're going to get a nice, sunny side up egg with those Lester's breakfast sausages that are just killer. And then for the Caban pizza. So what we're going to do here is we've already got the ham, the Black Forest ham. We've already got the Swiss cheese. We've already got the little Lester's breakfast sausage meatballs, which are just fantastic. And then to finish it off, I decided to go back to the 90s because that's where the brunch really started to take off. A little bit of fresh green pea sprout on top. Nothing goes better with tomatoes than pea sprouts. It's such a good thing, especially with that cheese. And then it wouldn't be Caban-style flatbread without some Quebec maple syrup just drizzled across the top like that. And done. So there we have a sweet and savory pizza, flatbread with the Lester's breakfast sausage meatballs on it, and of course, the skillet, traditional style, fingerling potatoes,
Nice.
breakfast sausage. I'm telling you, we look forward to this after the show's over.
Fantastic. Really beautiful. Those sausages, have you wrapped them in Portugal? I lived in Portugal for like 18 years, and we're very big on wrapping sausages and meats in cabbages and stewing them and so forth. And those are probably beautiful, having a nice tray all stewed, ready to go, and then putting poached eggs as orders come in, whipping them up and actually frying them up. Those are really, really nice with cabbage, I'm sure.
Definitely. And you know what most people like about their breakfast sausage in their restaurants is the price. And, Bonnie Lester and Henry Mizrahi, the owners of Lester's Foods, they have developed a breakfast sausage here. And what ingredient they put in there, I don't know, but it makes you crave it fortnightly. It's delicious. You got to get into this. It'll change up your breakfast. And I'm telling you, your customers will come back looking for more.
Well, and if I could just add, Chef's talking about Portugal there, which again, very jealous. Can't wait one day.
Don't go without letting me know, huh?
Okay, good to know. But a little segue to the Ukrainian spirit, which permeates the prairies and much of Canada. Back to that cabbage piece, you talked about the economics of a sausage. Same with cabbage. So again, what a perfect marriage of the two there. Those are some great ideas.
Yeah, Easter's on May 5th.
And
Very
everything,
cool.
as I understand, I posted a picture. My wife made me a salad last week, and I posted a picture, and literally everybody's comment, everything's better with an egg on top. And it like just no kidding, eh?
Yeah, it creates its own little sauce, like the yolk, the nice warm yolk. Just
Yeah.
Love it.
Very
Delicious.
cool. So
Very
Kev,
cool.
Kev, I've lost. Is it Melissa? Who's next?
Jeanette's there.
Jeanette?
She's there.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's got donuts, Jay. Don't lose her.
I got donuts.
Jeff, watch out. They don't have stuff like this in New York.
Hey, that's a lucky puppy in that kitchen.
Now, yes, my company, right? My company in the background helping me out. At least he's quiet for the moment. He's been very interested in what I'm doing this morning. So, this might be the one menu item that we talk about today that an egg on top might not work, but I say go for it. We're talking about donut holes now. So easy applications. Really, let's talk about this really easy. So any of these donuts we're talking about this morning are quick, easy application. They come in frozen. They are par fried. Take this product, add a little sugar to the warm donuts, 2 minutes in the oven at the most, and they coat beautifully. Those are a little cinnamon sugar. I've got a little bit of the chocolate cake donut hole with some icing sugar on it. So take these products, you can toss them in a bag with some sugar, shake them up, perfect to-go item. Serve here beautifully in a little basket. You could do a little drizzle of caramel on there or a dip. But these are the fun ideas that I really want to show you. So think about a donut nacho style, a donut poutine style. This is kind of a kid-friendly one that I've kind of pre-made here for you. Again, those white donut holes, the chocolate cake donut holes, some gummy bears, some M&Ms, a little chocolate drizzle, a little caramel drizzle, a little pop. To me, there's some sweet, some salty in there. Perfect for the kid or the kid at heart. So the other one that I really want to show you today, though, is a little bit more adult style. So I'm going to do the same thing today. I'm going to get you your donut holes stacked up beautifully. Think of this one as a little bit of a banana split style. So there's some sliced bananas, a little bit of sticky fingers.
Jeanette, one of the comments that just came in, great for movie nights, but also just binge watching in general. It doesn't have to just be movies.
That doesn't happen at all now.
Not Brunch anymore. Right?
I could do the backstroke in that dish right now. I'm going for a nosedive now with that whipped cream.
A little chocolate sauce, a little strawberry.
Oh.
Why not add a few chunks of chocolate in there? I'm not saying it's health conscious. That's in the next section. And, a little bit of sprinkles. So sky's the limit to what you can do with this. This is...
Hey, you got to dig in. You got to eat that. Can you eat it? I'm serious.
Well, listen, I wanna give you a little challenge. I couldn't help but my head going with when you mention eggs with that. It's going to sound a little crazy, but I'm almost bet if you take an egg yolk and you just drown it, cover it with a lot of sugar inside, and then kind of lightly bread it and fry it up, and then serve it donut, egg in a dish. I would almost bet that would probably be amazing.
I think it would absolutely be amazing, and challenge accepted. So, we'll try it out. Homeschooling here, virtual schooling at home. I got taste testers on site. So we can roll with that and come up with something definitely creative.
And I just want to add, as the eternal optimist, we're going to be together in restaurants again soon. I think of either you bring it out that way or the theater piece. You bring me out 2 or 3 little bowls, and you and I'm just going back to the more, we said kid friendly, but I think all of us, as Chef said, doing a backstroke in that other one too. But bringing all the ingredients and letting us do it ourselves at the table, right? So just imagine, right, the theater, we're sitting there, there's popcorn, Mom, there's what, and you're throwing it all on there. I mean, the possibilities are endless.
Yeah, put them on a skewer even. I mean, for fun eating purposes. You want a kid to really eat at. I mean, there's so many ways to present this stuff.
Well, that's just it. It's for the kid or the kid at heart. It doesn't matter. All these donuts are so much more than just, like I said earlier, donuts and coffee. It's such a creative landscape that we can create just about anything and fit any category.
Love it.
Well done. Well done.
Well done. Can you just taste one?
No,
Come on, Jeanette.
you
know the
kidding?
rules.
Absolutely.
We didn't have
No
to
rules.
They look
Just
delicious.
one?
There you go. Just one. Come on, I want to see like the whipped cream. Come on.
Oh,
Wait, Kevin,
There you are. There you
Oh.
are. There you are.
don't mind me.
Thank you so
Have a
much.
bite for us.
So living vicariously through you right now.
Just wait till we have Cappy to sink his teeth into that big ham. Thanks, Jeanette.
You got it.
Oh, there he
There
is.
you go.
Yep.
There you go, Cappy.
Okay. So again, we're staying with brunch. We want to be able to show things that can travel well, that will work well with a brunch. Again, mixing the breakfast and the lunch pieces together. So what I did is I brought out 2 products. Basically, so I have a raw IQF frozen chicken drumstick. So this is coming frozen. You can pick them out just the number that you need at one time. Temper them out overnight in the fridge, and then you're going to season those up and cook them off in any number of ways. You can hit to the grill. The last batch that I did, I actually smoked. And just baking them off as regular, you're going to end up with, obviously, your chicken drumsticks. So you're going to be able to finish this off. So I've got a rub spice on this, and then I finished it with a sweet chili sauce. But this is the great thing about the ingredients that we're selling. Every operator is going to make this signature dish to themselves. They're going to be able to season the way they want it, sauce it the way they want it, present it the way they want it. So it's one product that we're going to be able to use a number of different ways. The other product that we're looking at here is a pork drumming. So this is a piece of shank meat with a shank bone inserted into it. So this is a solid piece of pork. So when we take this out, we've got this one bone, and besides that, the rest of this is all pork, roasted pork. It's fully cooked product, ready to go, and then you end up with the clean bone as well. So from this, we're going to be able to reheat this up, bake it up, finish it with whatever sauce you'd like to do with something like this, and you'll end up with a pork drummy that you can baste with your own barbecue sauce, however you'd like. So for this one, again, almost when you're finishing getting it up to temperature, you can add your sauce to it, toss it. It's going to hold really well. This would also simmer in a glaze as well, just as easily, but it's going to hold, it's going to travel really well. So if we take products like this, and again, we want to be able to do a brunch, so I thought about the idea of having a one-handed brunch. So what we're going to have here, I've got a Belgian waffle cut into a smaller portion with some gravy behind, with some maple syrup behind it. I've got a crustless quiche as well, and then along with that, we're going to be able to put in a pork drumming and a chicken drumstick, and then have a little bit of salad on a little bit of fruit on the side with some roasted cherry tomatoes, and there you can go and have a very simple brunch going out like that. Everything can be picked up by a single hand, dipped, and eaten right from there. So it's sort of a one-handed brunch was the idea we wanted to go with. The same thing can be said for a regular brunch if you want to be able to put it out, get your mac and cheese, get some veggies going on there, and the same thing. Add in some pork and some chicken.
Kepi, I couldn't help that when you were tearing apart that meat, the Italian side of me just imagined stuffed cannellonis with these and oven roasting them and putting a poached egg on top of them. That
Absolutely.
meat looks amazing and tender.
Yeah, thank you. It's what we're basically doing. We're still selling an ingredient. The operator still gets to finish this off the way they want. So we're just, we're removing all the sinew and things like that you'd have to tear back from a raw product. It's a fully cooked product. It's going to hold very well. And yet, like you said, every chef is going to be able to make this their own. The chicken obviously works the same way, but both of them are easy enough to pick up and do as a brunch item. I think that works out really well. Adding in an egg and a Belgian waffle or something like that to it. It's a simple way to make a brunch happen. 2 very good products, a lot of meat and a lot of flavor.
And if I could just throw a little love to our chef Peter, who and Kepi's doing it here right now. It's like there's no rules. Like whatever. Why can't chicken be at breakfast? Why can't what? Like come on, people. Like this. There's no rules.
Well,
Yeah,
and again,
I would even debone that chicken and pass it through some waffle mixture and pan sear it and have a nice waffle coating chicken with maybe a spicy, those sauces. Even those sauces mixed with maple syrups and stuff, just to create new sauces to bring it into a brunch world. I mean, endless.
And we're seeing coming up from the States now. I mean, like it's been standard practice down there. It's just starting here. Is chicken at breakfast. That is a staple in the States. In Canada,
Yeah, there's a lot of places opening up with that. I mean, lots of chicken with waffle concepts and so forth, the combinations. I mean, it's endless what they're coming out with. And again, it's taking these things we would normally have for dinner time and transforming them into, you don't need to make it the main ingredient, but the accompanying of it. And as the chef mentioned earlier, the yield you're getting on this stuff is astronomical.
I mean, and your chicken and waffles comes from, that comes from the States. That's from down south. That's the guys, the musicians going to the restaurant late at night after their gig, some wanting breakfast and some wanting dinner. That's where chicken and waffles came from.
Love it.
So that was just two ways to use drums and chicken drums and pork drummies. Great application. You still get to finish it the way you want, and it's brunch. Nice. So let's sell some brunch.
All righty. Well, thanks, Chef. Peter, are we going over to you? Oh, I'm muted, Peter. There's a little note.
Oh, okay. Okay, it's okay. There you go.
So this is the Philly steak that we did. So you can see I cooked off a portion, very lean, but still has some really nice connected fat pieces for all the flavor. And of course, what we did, we're making this mixture because we're stuffing them in the little flour shells. So basically, you're taking a little bit of egg wash, and you take your brush and you brush the tortilla with the egg, and you take the filling like this. So again, very controlled, very easy. Can be done at home for the customers. You can be finishing it ahead of time. Again, it's something that you can pan fry, you can deep fry, you can bake in the oven, you can do it on the barbecue. But if you do deep fry, you get the little chimichangas, which is kind of what we're going to do today in the fire roasted salsa. So again, very, very economical, very easy to execute, whether it's home or for catering. Travels really well. We have the products here that we finished up ahead of time. We have the egg and cooked in the salsa. So this is sort of what we're doing here to plate this dish, right? So we have the products here, whether you serve them on the side or whether you serve them on top or with your dish, depending on how you're plating. So we have the fire roasted salsa. So this salsa has no sugar, no vinegars, no binders, just a natural picante. And basically the idea of this here, to create the brunch part of this, is to serve a sunny side up egg here in the middle, just like that. Right? And then you have your products like this here, and you're able to serve them to dunk inside in your egg dish. So you can see the great fillings inside. Here's your products like this. Very popular with everyone. You can see that there. Look at that. Beautiful.
Impressive.
Philly steak, not just in the sandwich. Here it is crossing the border into Mexico, coming here and enjoying the idea of brunch, right? Easy on the eggs, easy to execute, healthy, very lean. Tortilla, not a lot of carbs. Got the egg here to dip it in. Fantastic. I think would be a wonderful Mother's Day style appetizer.
Chef Peter breaking down borders. Unbelievable.
Breaking down.
Really
All right. Thanks, Chef. Awesome stuff. Let's go to Jeanette quick, and then we'll wrap up here, Kev, this segment, and we'll be back with more here right away. But let's just thanks, Peter.
Yep, right on,
Did you mute her, Jay?
Yeah, I muted her. Right,
okay,
she was covered for Peter, so we're good. Yeah, you know what? Those tons of recipes today, tons of creativity today. Sky's the limit. What you want to do with it, you can, and we'll find a way. So, yeah, you know what? My 14-year-old son's hovering in the corner, waiting to get his French toast, his donut French toast. So, yeah, you know what? A lot of fun today. Thanks for having us. You know what? Donuts just aren't dessert. Donuts can be just about every meal.
Jeanette, I think you should also get a paper-thin slice of bacon and wrap one of those with a toothpick and pan-sear it. I'm tasting that already. I really am. That savory sweet. I think it would explode.
The savory sweets, a beautiful day. See, you might not have been on earlier when we talked about the pulled pork.
No, I must have missed that one.
Right? So a little hot sauce in that glaze, chef, and a little sweet or spicy pulled pork, a little extra sauce. I mean, you can get into savory on these ones too and create some really signature items.
I love it. That's what it's all about.
Thanks, everybody. This was awesome.
I'm still having another bite, by the way.
I can see that.
Maybe take me off large screen. Just saying.
You're up.
Well, guys, I think what the big takeaway from today is definitely throw a fried egg on something, because it's like it's the demi-glace of breakfast. I'm telling you right now. I'm thinking about this pizza here I made with the maple syrup and the sausage meatballs that I put on it here, and I'm thinking maybe I'll take your fried egg yolk special and see if I can put that on top.
Play with that. I mean, you could turn it sweet, savory. I mean, there's just so much you could do with that, and take the whites separately also, play with that. So you have two. You'll have presentation. The egg is probably one of the most affordable things to be working with, and we can stretch that out in so many ways. And when a customer also comes in, you can keep the pricing affordable. They're going to leave full. They're not going to leave hungry, wondering what else am I going to eat in an hour from now.
Yeah.
But I'm endless what you can do with these eggs. Endless.
It is. And, as we were working here today, I put together a little bit of a hot dog. And I do have a question for everybody watching here today. Like, can you have a hot dog for brunch? Because it is a sandwich, or is it not? I don't know. I just thought I'd throw the question out there.
Listen, I would shred that hot dog into super paper thin strips and crisp them up with a little bit of olive oil in a nonstick pan. Get them almost crunchy, and then maybe use the bun on the bottom of it.
Oh my!
Put those on top.
Oh,
give it another twist. Everybody loves crunch, man.
Look forward to me stealing that idea in the next episode of the Sysco Kitchen.
Do it up. Do it up.
Excellent. Thanks a lot for having me on today.
Great stuff.
Thanks, everybody. Great job. Good teamwork.
Really fantastic.
We're all finished up?
Yep.
Jay, my camera, my thing froze. Are you guys there? Wait.
We're here.
Okay,
I think Kepi's on. Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
So yeah, just recapping basically, the Easy Carve ham was first and foremost a carving ham, but now you can actually take that product, bring it coming in fresh, break it down into its 4 main components, and carve it and slice it how you'd like for whatever meals you've got going forward. Again, that's going to travel really well. You're going to get a phenomenal yield out of it, and it's that much higher up than using a football style ham. The chicken drums and the pork drummies, great way to do handhelds. Again, those products are going to hold really well, and you're going to be able to customize them for yourself. They're an ingredient that you're going to be able to finish the way you like. So just a couple ideas for a brunch idea. Hope that helps out.
Kepi, just a question for you. So, I mean, sometimes these pieces of ham are really huge and intimidating for some. Obviously, bigger restaurants that have bigger volumes and attractions. I mean, if we were to quarter those up or cut them up into halves and stuff and roast them halfway, how does that product freeze as well for later use?
It will absolutely freeze. This product that we're talking about here has never been frozen, so it could be frozen once for sure. Where the direction we like to see it going is just if we can find it going across the menu between soups, salads, appetizers, entrees, and then your breakfast, lunch, and dinners, is to find enough uses for it on the menu to go across. But absolutely, you could break this down into its core 4 muscles and freeze it again if you needed to, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm only saying that now in the changes we need to take with all this COVID and stuff with the volumes that we're usually used to. Some people could be a little intimidating buying in volumes, and it's always nice to know that we could have something that a person could buy and say, hey, this is not going to go in the garbage if we get it. Like you said, we'll use it on a menu for as much as possible, but we can't predict what's going to be coming in on the flows until things get a little better and we're back in action. So it's great to have.
And again, even from if you consider the restaurants out there over the years that have been selling out a turkey dinner for Thanksgiving and the like, you've got, if you have this in advance, you'll know how many people wanted an Easter ham or a Mother's Day ham. You could carve this out to the portions, pack it up, and sell a complete meal to people for 5, 10 people. Well, 10 seems to be the max these days. But you could package that whole thing up in advance for them. You're still going to get this same quality that you can still glaze any number of ways. Again, I did a mustard on that. That could have been a cranberry glaze, an orange glaze. There's a million different ways to use it.
Man, now you tempted me to puree one of those things, make ravioli, and do that mustard glaze around the ravioli.
By all means.
Lovely.
Jay, you still with us?
Thank you for having me as well. Guys, I'm going to excuse myself. You guys have been beyond. I mean, I didn't catch it from the very beginning, but I love creativity. I love when the mind wanders in the kitchen. I mean, like everyone, there is just no end to what we can do in the kitchen. So,
Hey, Chef.
yeah.
Do you want to stay for the next one?
Sure. I need to step away for about 10, 15 minutes, but I'll definitely stay for the next one.
Okay, we'll come back.
I will. Hey, can I keep this running as is, or should I?
You can
sign
keep this
back
running.
on?
You can keep
Oh,
this
great.
running.
So I'm just going to excuse myself for about 10 to 15 minutes and then be back.
All right, cool.
Thanks,
We'll see you back.
everybody. Yeah, okay. Look forward to seeing you back. Okay, thanks,
Awesome.
everybody.
And
Great
we'll
job,
run
everybody.
we're going to run a quick commercial here, Kev, and we'll be right back. And about having one of New York's top. Hey, Kepi, you didn't lose it there on me, which is good, eh?
Why would I?
Nothing but pros. Nothing but pros here. Nothing but pros. Love it.
Awesome, you guys did awesome.
Hey,
Thanks so
I
much.
like if you want
Here we
to
go.
in the middle of my presentation. That's great. I'll remember that.
Yeah. No worries, Kepi. All right, here we go, Kev.
In any kitchen, true flavor matters most. It's about bringing real ingredients forward. It's about delivering consistent flavor. It's about being true to your taste. Nor professional bases start with real ingredients balanced to perfection, adding a layer of depth and richness to every dish you serve. All it takes is one taste compared to the competition to understand the difference true flavor forward bases can make. That means you can trust every dish you braise, glaze, sear, and finish is truly yours. Only Knorr professional bases deliver true flavor you can taste. Taste for yourself. Request your free sample today.
Welcome, everyone.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Wow, we look at this stacked house, Kev.
This is pretty cool.
This is
Back
pretty
to
cool.
back.
James, you really took my opinion and went home. That's good.
Yeah, dude, I went home, had a shower, got ready for the show. I mean, ready to go, man.
You're awesome, dude. Awesome. Well, welcome everyone. We're going to go around and see what everyone's doing. And Chef will be back here in a few minutes. No pressure at all. Just one of New York's best chefs as a guest host, which was really nice. Hey, Kev, he knows a lot more than I do about food.
It's just always great to get other perspectives, you know, just it's great. The more the merrier.
More the merrier. Exactly. Awesome stuff. So let's go. So Brenda, let's kick it off. What are we doing?
Well, welcome back again to Brenda's Bunch of Brunch Beverages Festival.
Say it faster.
I know, right? So I'm actually featuring 2 products today that you can use in multiple applications. That seems to be the themes of these days. But what would a brunch be without some version of a mimosa? All of my cocktails today are actually mocktails, and you can doctor them up whichever way you'd like. But we are featuring the Fairly Nature's Best Margarita Mix, as well as our Oasis Not From Concentrate Premium Orange Juice. So breakfast is not breakfast without an orange juice, right? And typically on a Mother's Day, you're seeing a lot of this mixed with certain spirits or sparklers. So today we're mixing an Oasis Premium, again, not from concentrate.
Brenda is diving right into it.
I
We're
am.
gonna
I got to dive into it.
I was
I
like,
got
she's right into it. We're going to come back, Brenda. Let's see what everyone's doing.
Sure.
Kevin, you didn't stop her? Kevin's just like into it. We'll be right back, Brenda.
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, we'll be right
I can
back.
pick
We'll
up
be
where
right
we
back.
leave off.
You just hold tight. Hold tight. Let's get James in
Holding.
here. I was talking to him earlier. I feel bad. I cut him off. James.
Hey guys. Hey, making some iced tea today. You know, a little Tetley. Have a little fun. Some mocktails. Creating some little signature items here. And you know, I could go for a stack of those donuts on the last show. I got to watch. That was pretty killer. And nothing goes better with donuts or any kind of thing than tea. And we're gonna make a couple iced teas, a Hawaiian iced tea, and a strawberry green with a boost of B6, which we put in our product already, the Tetley products. So yeah, we can get going. I got some tips on making iced tea. Because in Canada, we don't make a lot of our own iced tea. It's usually on a gun or it's in a package, right? So I like my hand gestures. So brewing our own iced tea, a few tips on how to get rid of that tartness, that bitterness, without actually using sugar. Actually, that pro tip is baking soda. You know, for every liter of black tea you make, steep, and then steep some over here. And, you know, my giant teacup, because you can't start the morning without a little bit of tea, right? So you'd add a half tablespoon or teaspoon of baking soda to that, and it takes the sharpness, that bitterness, astringency, if you will, of tea out, and then you can start creating right from there. Greens and herbals don't need that. Black tea needs a little something to take that edge off without adding sugar, right?
Awesome. Awesome stuff, James. Very excited about. Look, that's a lot of tea. Yeah.
Only for beginners it is.
Never enough. Never enough. Not at my house.
Hey, Kevin, you know what the best coffee in the world is?
Well, I feel like that's a segue. Why don't you tell us?
No plug. No plug. We like samples, by the way.
Lavazza coffee is the best. So I'm representing Lavazza, and I'm making, although it's not warm weather this morning, but hopes and anticipation, spring ahead, making a Lavazza iced latte using our Lavazza espresso capsules and brewing the perfect one. And we'll be doing that very soon. So what we'll be doing is we'll be using these little guys, our little capsules. There's the perfect dosage with 9 grams of espresso already pre-ground. We'll be putting this in, and I actually have a little chef helper because of homeschooling. So he's going to push the buttons because he can.
Nice. I love it. And then Jeanette, you're back. We'll be back, Megan. Jeanette, you guys all freaked out, right? You're back.
Look at the quick change. It almost looks like a different kitchen.
Yes, different. Yes. Yeah, all good. Here for Dear Lee today now, right? So we're going to switch gears. And Dear Lee Foods is a well-known ingredient company. They're known for garlic. They're known for garlic spreads. We're going to talk about ginger and turmeric today. And in a world where we're all looking for antioxidants and we're all looking for immune boosters, I got a couple of beverages we're going to do this morning that will fit right in.
Well, we got Chef back.
Hey, guys. Boy, I got to tell you, I miss those days having to be in the kitchen because nobody could disturb you.
Well, it's a good thing you had time for a proper bathroom break because I was just barely back in time.
I wish it was a bathroom break and it was a business call.
Oh, okay. All right.
Right, that's still business. It still works. Business has to be taken care of.
So Chef, what we're doing on this segment here is we're going to look at beverages for brunch, and this can be very fun. Let's put it that way. Especially this next guest, Brenda. This is her pub in her house.
She's ready to go.
Hey, Brenda.
I am so ready to go. I kind of duplicated my chalkboard drawings. I added a brunch drawing. We're still, whatever. Playing with chalk, right? That's what moms do. We play with chalk.
As long as you don't eat it.
Very good point. Thanks for the tip there. I'll have to write that down in my notes. Don't eat the chalk. We're almost back to the don't eat yellow snow thing since it snowed all day here yesterday. So anyway. Oh gosh. So we're talking about beverages today again from Lassonde. Lassonde is a Canadian company. We've been around for over 100 years and based out of Rougemont, Quebec. And I've been with this company for 14 years, a phenomenal experience. Launching so many premium products and basically taking care of beverage from coast to coast. So Oasis Premium Orange Juice, again, as I started before, because I was jumping right in, because that's what I do, Jay, is a very typical starter. for any brunch menu. And of course, we're starting today's with simple orange juice with our margarita mix, or Fairly Nature's Best Margarita Mix, which is one of the best, cleanest, purest products I've ever experienced in my life. It's pure lime juice, pure lemon juice, and cane sugar. That's it. There's no artificial ingredients in it, so it saves you time from the fresh squeeze. And we're going to top this with a tiny bit of soda, so it's got that little sparkle. And we'll put the pretty little garnishes on the side. Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. Woo! So very exciting. Jay, you'll think this story is kind of funny, maybe not funny. This is the very first time I've ever used this particular crystal glass. I've had it for 25 years. I've never used this glass before. So it's an inaugural.
Tap the ring and make some music with it, huh?
I know, right? I know.
No, I can't help but watching that fruit and that orange juice. I mean, would you make ice cubes out of that as well to keep your drinks cool so they don't get diluted?
We might have some frozen strawberries right here on hand. So we're going to use some frozen fresh fruit here, and definitely make your ice cubes out of your juices. Make your ice cubes out of frozen fruit, whatever works. This one cocktail is, again, pretty much the same with just a slightly different hint. We've got a soda, but we're going to do the traditional shot of this red stuff just to give it that sparkly little summery flavor.
Great comment that just came up to further what Chef said there. Somebody's saying they make coffee with their leftover coffee. They make ice cubes with that. But I've also seen somebody, they smoked water and then they froze the water and they had smoked ice. Oh,
that's cool.
It's a little savory.
Perfect.
Love that.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Love that.
I forgot my garnishes. You know what? You spend however many hours slicing garnishes at 10 o'clock at night, readying for your next day, and then you forget to put them on the drink. So anyway,
that's awesome.
They never go to waste in this house, though. They never go to waste. So that was basically a couple of concepts with the orange juice. Again, it's our Oasis Premium Orange Juice. Absolutely fantastic product. But now I want to actually switch gears a little bit and talk about our margarita mix. Again, beautiful, fantastic.
Can we come back, Brenda? James is itching here. We'll come right back. James is dying to show some tea.
To confirm, you do not have any type of itch, right?
Wait a second. No, I do not. I'm good. I'm good.
Oh my gosh.
I just want to make sure. Oh, wait, 1 second. There we go. Hey, I got to jump in a little bit of tea. So I've been working ahead here a little bit, making a Hawaiian iced tea. So fairly popular on the island itself. So basically, it's I take a large glass, but it can be done in any size glass. And because takeout is stronger now, and I hope to get back in the restaurant soon, but quite honestly, why not add some value and get into Yetis or selling a beverage that is closed in a picnic style basket that can go. Because right now, hot beverage is not really thought of as a takeout with food. So when the chefs are putting together these awesome meals, beverage isn't always included in there. And it's something that can drive a little value to the menu or to the basket and gives the guest recipient something a little different. So, but for today, I'm going to use this large mason jar. And basically the Hawaiian is Tetley Orange Pico or Orange Pico to start the base. You're going to steep it the night before. It's key to do it. All iced tea should be done at room temperature. Don't put it in the fridge. Common misconception, really. It picks up the taste of the fridge. Like all those great meals that you cook all day, then you put this iced tea in the fridge and it picks up that flavor. So again, steep it the night before, like I did with my giant teacup back here. And then to build with iced teas, especially if they're infused with fruits, fresh fruits or purees, unlike a bartender would start with the ice and build up, this is start with the fruit. So here I put some chopped pineapple, a little bit of lemon juice, and some simple syrup, if you will. And then I do a little drizzle, just a drizzle of pureed pineapple. And what it does, it gives it a little texture. So I'm going to use 2 tablespoons, little texture. Then I made up some of the iced tea, which is one back there, but I made some up in a container here. And basically, you're going to add the black tea to it to about 3/4, right? Because you want to leave room for ice. Again, it's called iced tea, not chilled tea. So you're adding lots of ice. And this is where you're really going to drive that product. And because everything's in the bottom, whoop, that's a big chunk of ice. Everything's on the bottom. What happens is when you're serving it, when you're drinking it, it's staying infused. So it's continually flavoring that drink. And again, back to making the black tea, and I kind of missed this step, but over steep. So if the general ratio for making a good cup of tea is 2 grams of tea for every 250, 260 milliliters, when you're doing that ratio to make a bigger batch, throw in another 25% more of tea. So that way it's nice and rich, and it can stand up to any kind of dilution. Because right there I added, the ice, half the amount of ice, as well as the pineapple puree, and a little bit of lemon juice. So it's got to stand up. And honestly, it should taste like tea when you take a drink, not a pineapple puree, but it's something a little different, little wow. And it's not your traditional go to the bar, fill up the gun of iced tea and take it to the table. It's something completely different, and it's signature. You're making it, and the customers appreciate that. And all that good food you make from scratch, the same should apply to an iced tea beverage.
You know, something, if you don't mind, something you said about customers and adding drinks to menus and so forth. I think one of the things in the industry that we lack is training our staff sometimes to recommend exactly what you said, a beverage with what people are ordering, because the majority of the people want to be told what to taste or try, or at least, you know, get the comfort level of the server saying, hey, this is great. I've had this with this morning. It goes really well together. You know, I'll take one. So we forget these simple things that could really make a difference and make a little memory visit for someone that does come to a restaurant.
Yeah, I agree with that, Chef. And you know, when people come to your house, you know, sometimes you have a little picture of a signature drink you've made,
Exactly.
and, you know, to get you started. And even when they're coming in, we're back in dining, even to get them started on a Mother's Day with a small drink, something just to get them comfortable at the table. So if it's a 2 ounce to 4 ounce little piece of iced tea, you know, hey, it's on us, enjoy, we'll get to you in a minute. It's something that you've started their experience early and not waiting for the server or staff member or teammate to show up, right? They started early.
And if I could just add to 2 things there, back to one thing that Chef said, you know, something I can't remember if I heard it or if I made it up, but I made the decision not to turn on my oven or open my fridge. So to that point, like, I don't want to do any work when I get there. You tell, like, I love what he said, lead me. Lead me and tell me what to do. And then I also want to say to your comment, I thought it was very powerful about it should taste like tea. We are not in a world anymore that needs everything to taste like sugar. And I think people forget, like, I mean, let's look at some of the brand. And again, I don't want to mention the wrong brand here to anybody, but all these flavored waters now, they're not sweet, folks. So you don't have to fill people's cups with sugar anymore, right? It is about, like, show some respect to tea and these other ingredients.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So there's my first.
I interrupted you.
No, it's my first drink. So, you know, I would have more tidbits on tea through. And I'm still working through it, too.
Looks good.
Hey, Chef, you ever had the best coffee in the world?
Are you going to listen, Lavazza? Oh, Lavazza! Mamma mia.
Brilliant.
Yes,
Brilliant.
I have to say, though, living in Europe for so many years, for me, that Lavazza is fantastic. And I lived in Portugal. I love their coffee, Delta. For me in Europe, I only love Lavazza and Delta when I'm in Portugal. That coffee is, I want to reach out and grab that bag.
You know, I have to tell you, when I began working for Sofina Foods and they said, you know, you're going to be managing coffee, I'm like, oh, sure. Yeah. What brand? And they said Lavazza. I go, oh my God, that's perfect. Yes. It's Lavazza, hands down. They're family run to this day. And within 90 countries, they're blend their beans to create the consistency and quality. Do you know 20 years down the road today, 20 years later, it's going to be nothing but the best. And their motto is to actually create the perfect Italian cafe experience. Whether it's the whole bean drip coffee, whether you're using your little guys that fit in your 64 grams, or whether we're making an espresso beverage, it's just creating that consistency and quality. And like on a personal level, my mother, who doesn't drink coffee, aside from decaf, and she always puts sugar in it. To your comment about sugar, it's the same thing. It's so good with their blends that you don't even need sugar. That's how good it is.
Well, and it's nice because a very important point about Lavazza, even their varieties, whether they're capsules or whatever they're selling their grain in, they like the purity of it, which is, a lot of flavored coffees and stuff, at the end of the day, we say to ourselves, and of course not with everyone has different taste buds and so forth, but Lavazza is definitely one of those coffees that just really loves the essence of their bean, and why tamper, the flavorful stuff that gets added to a lot of these capsule brands and so forth. At the end of the day, you're really not falling in love with the grain. You're falling in love with what's flavored.
Exactly.
So it's an interesting point you made there. Yeah.
Exactly. And I find even the dark roast with Lavazza, the way they make their blends is you right off the bat, when you put your cream in it, when you're in some restaurants, the Lavazza, Italians call it sprodassa, which is muddy water.
Yeah.
And you put a little bit of cream or milk in any Lavazza blend, and you don't have this oily residue. You've got a really great full-bodied coffee that you're not screaming for a biscotti, even though you will get one. You're not screaming, your stomach's not acidic. So it's phenomenal. So yeah.
I love it.
Very cool.
But, real quick, when we first came to this country and we saw all this snow, and it was like, wow, it's all this snow. We never had all that. So the first fallings of the snow is the top. We used to skim the top of the snow and pour the Lavazza coffee inside and make instant snow coffee with little teaspoons. I mean, it's just, it's endless.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, we'll be back. Brenda, how you doing up there? Oh, I put her on mute. Jeanette, did I skip you?
You did, but that's okay. You can come back.
No. Okay. Well, Brenda, you go. We'll come back to Jeanette.
You want me to go? Okay. So talking about things
Gotta
that we
be
can
on
use
that, buddy.
It's all good.
multi-purpose, and the margarita mix again from Lassonde. And we've talked about sharing information and making signature drinks and things like that. This margarita mix, yes, comes in a bottle, but why don't you put your restaurant's name on it, and use it as a base to sell to your customers on their takeout packages. So again, back to the mason jar. I think mason jars are like the go-to beverage server vessel for all takeout programs right now. But it doesn't take much to put margarita mix into the jar, put a lid on it, and then add a cocktail card to it, whether it's with your corporate logo on it, and put recipes on the back or whatever you'd like to do, and give them the suggestions of what they can do with it, whether they make a lemonade with it, which is just this product, with water added to it. That's it. You don't need to add anything more, and it becomes a signature lemonade. Add berries and it becomes a berry lemonade. Or like this one right here, you can make the suggestion of a Mediterranean tonic, which is our margarita mix topped with tonic water and then garnished with cucumber and rosemary.
Yum.
Things like that. So one of the ones that I would like to show you, and we talk about upselling and things like that. Sangrias are things that people generally don't take the time to make at home. And a mocktail sangria is just as beautiful and just as refreshing as a real margarita or as a real sangria. And so our sangria today, I've thrown a whole bunch of fruit into this mason jar. Not sure how well that shows up, but anyway, into the mason jar with some lime, some lemon, some grapefruit, some cranberries. And then I pre-made a white cranberry sangria. Again, it's a mocktail. There's no alcohol in this one whatsoever. And then you can just pour it in, right? So then you're serving this to your customers. You're giving them a jar of sangria to take home and add to their takeout order. There's nothing like being able to, add $15, $16, $18 to their takeout bill and have something that they wouldn't necessarily make at home. The cool piece that you can
Chef,
do.
did you just write down that idea?
No, I have to tell you something. I love me, my mind doesn't stop. But you see, when you just said customers and the fruits, when we go to a restaurant, how much do we love it when you have out that service at the table with the cart service?
Yes.
I mean, how beautiful would it be to just simply get bowls of fresh, vibrant fruit and literally having the waiter just put that in a person's glass and pouring after. I mean, the idea of just fresh fruit is something that really makes a person know what they're getting because it's memorable. We all squeeze it. We all see it in markets. And just a little thing like that can make a huge difference.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And why not take this opportunity once you've filled your jar to put a little SVK? Can you see that? little
Yes,
SVK, little.
You're
It's a
getting
little
bonus
hello.
points,
You
Brenda.
brought sangria, and then we've given you a little Happy Mother's Day message inside, and again some recipe ideas.
Oh, nice touch.
Look at
Oh,
this,
nice.
and you just pop it on there. Oh, such sweetness,
Bonus
right?
points.
Perfect for a picnic basket. Perfect to deliver to your mom and leave it on her porch for Mother's Day brunch. This mom will take it.
That
Thanks,
is
Brenda.
very well thought through.
Let's go to Jeanette.
Beautiful.
She's got her mason jar jar.
Hey, Jeanette. We love you.
Gonna take her off of mute.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
She went
There
and
you
mentioned mason jar, so I scrapped the other glass and I'm into the mason jar because, right? I'm like, why not? The best part about being in that home kitchen, right? We can get creative. So today we are here talking about dairy products. We talked a little bit about this. The goal today is to bring some antioxidants, bring some ingredients into our beverages that are going to help us right now. We all know we are all looking for hope right now, but something that is going to help with immunity, help with digestion, help with inflammation, all enormously positive right now, and some amazing tasting beverages to begin with. So the first one I want to show you, we've got some turmeric here from Dairy Foods, as well as some ginger. And you're looking at me going, really? We're going to put these in tasty drinks. And surprisingly, I say these are tried and tested by teenagers in my household as well. We got some great ideas. So I threw together the ingredients because running blenders in the background of a live show is not the easiest thing. So this first one is a turmeric smoothie, and it could not be any easier than this. We've got a banana that we're going to slice up and blend up. Done a little coconut milk in this one. As well as a couple cups of frozen pineapple, what you see. We're looking at about a teaspoon of that grated ginger from Dairy, and then about a tablespoon of that turmeric paste. It might seem like a lot, but mixed together, amazing flavor, amazing health benefits. So I pre-made some up here. Beautiful color, as you can see, right? It's going to be eye-catching in that to-go container or at the table when we finally get back there. Just pour that one in, right? Beautiful smoothie.
Look at that viscosity.
Absolutely. And I would be remiss if I didn't garnish it properly. I know there's health benefits in donuts too, right? A little pineapple wedge if you wish. But definitely, amazing things. I mean, turmeric is up 250% right now. The ginger is up 180%. So definitely great ideas that are out there, tasty as well as definitely good for you. And my second idea, just because I'm going to give you a little sneak peek here, because I do need to make some noise in the background. So I wanted to share this one with you. We're going to go over and make a golden latte. So I've got some milk that I've already warmed up. In this case, I've used just regular milk. You could use any non-dairy milk as well. We're just gonna add a little cinnamon. You can see there a little cinnamon, a little black pepper. Just gonna toss that in there. A little honey for sweetness. You can use sweeteners instead as well if you wish. I'm gonna add a little bit of vanilla, about half a teaspoon. We're into a little bit more of that turmeric paste and ginger here. Couple teaspoons of the ginger, probably close to a tablespoon and a half, maybe 2 of the turmeric. Gonna add that in. So in the background here, I'm gonna blend these up, heat it through, and then if you want to mute me and come back to me there, Kevin J, I will give you that finished product in the end.
Jeanette, I just want to thank you for bringing ginger. I don't know about you guys, but I just felt like the Spice Girls weren't the same when she left, and so I just think that was a really nice touch.
I bring my own Spice Girls everywhere I go.
Hey, Jeanette, just real quick too, that turmeric and that ginger, I mean, are they very potent? Could they be diluted a little bit to sort of marinate fresh fruits so that also they could be spiked and used as garnishes in these drinks?
Absolutely, they could. It's you could take these. Certainly, the turmeric is really quite a thin paste. I'm not sure you'd even have to water it down too much. But certainly it could be a beautiful addition to garnish anything, to add that extra punch to it.
Right. Nice.
It's one of those that using either of these, the ginger or the turmeric in a beverage is unique to some and perfectly normal to others. But beautiful additions that in a daily routine, amazing, or as a treat for brunch, also going to be just as amazing.
Love it.
Very cool. Very cool.
That
We'll
was a great
come
idea.
back.
Love that, Jim.
We'll
Yeah.
come back, Jeanette. Let me meet you here so you can make a lot of noise. All right, let's go to James.
Hey, welcome back. Hey, no one had commented on this giant bag of tea I have. Did you see that thing?
I thought that was grass seed. I'm like,
No
what
way.
is that doing?
I don't know. It doesn't look that giant next to you, though. We need someone a little bit shorter to be that.
Yeah, I know. Looks like real life size, doesn't it? Oh my gosh. Hey, well, I mean, and we have a decaf version. Hey, and I forgot to mention earlier too, you make iced teas you make with decaf too. It's the same thing, right? It just has different flavor, just less caffeine. But hey, switching gears a little bit, away from the black tea, which is fantastic. Tetley launched the new line of fortified teas, right? So this one's strawberry boost with B6. So in line with the ginger and turmeric we just had conversation about, boosting that up, giving that guest, that consumer, the Canadian, a little fortification with their beverage. And that one, I think it's up to 25% of your daily intake of B6. Iced tea can be made with any teas, right? So those who have bag tea or string and tag, if you will, it is rather easy to make iced tea from, and it's our existing SKU. Whatever flavor you happen to have, it's an existing SKU, and it's sitting in probably in your restaurant today. So basically, it's as simple as taking it out and cutting the tag off, right? Because you wanted extra paper. And what I've done over here is I've just cut a few up, and then you're just going to add boiling. Again, fancy teacup, because they're clear. You can make them. So basically, it's adding that moisture and letting it steep for, well, in case of herbals and greens, the general rule is 90 degrees, 90 degrees for 90 seconds, so a minute and a half to get that full out. But again, making iced tea, you want to over steep it or put a little extra in to stand up to dilution. So I'm going to make a strawberry boost with the green tea. Basically another large glass, again, any size, any takeout. I think Sysco even has a tumbler foodie one they provided that can go out there as well.
Good placement ads, buddy. Good placement.
Hey, looking after you. I'm looking after you. So again, big glass, again, iced tea. Want that flavoring in the bottom. So I crushed a little bit of mint. I didn't quite muddle it, just cut it up fine. A little lemon juice. I didn't add any sugar to this one because I'm going to add, either a pear puree or a pear juice. So for today, let's do a little pear juice. It goes on top, just right in the glass. Notice the ice is going to go in last again. So I'm just giving it a little, about a quarter of it, maybe or an eighth of it. Yeah, then what do? I'm going to put a little strawberry puree, because you can't have too much strawberries. And this is just me pureeing up a little frozen strawberries. Or you can buy the pre-made stuff that's there. It's all equally good because all of it today is pre-made. So 2 tablespoons.
Am I the only one that wants, when we're allowed to gather again, to get an invite to James Kenny's backyard party here? Like, geez, you got the beverages locked down here, man.
Dude, I got 2 smokers in my backyard just waiting for a party. Just waiting for a party. And again, I made up some this green tea. Again, room temp, guys. Everything should be started from room temp. When you're dealing with tea, again, it takes away any of that flavors and trying to store. Canadians generally don't like a lot of ice. I mean, we are under it for 8 months of the year, right? So
us Europeans too.
Yeah, you don't like ice either? Oh, but there, good. Add a little ice. You see the fruit is starting to pop up, create the drink a little bit cloudy, but the flavor is all in each and every sip. And of course, because it is almost seasoned for a nice fresh strawberry on the side. Again, take out. And if you want to throw any kind of garnish of a mint sprig or anything on top, go for it. But again, signature, coming to a table creates a little excitement. I used to call it the fajita effect. You see one going by and you got to have it, right? Because it just creates excitement. That kind of beverage going out, and it can be made, again, with green tea, herbal teas, Heck, if you wanted to throw a black tea into it again, no problem. Just remember, make your tea either the morning of or the night before at room temperature and build that tea beverage from there.
So cool.
And you can cut away because I'm going to have a drink of this one because I've been waiting.
I was going to say, chug it. We'll watch you chug it.
Chug it? What am I at a ball game or something?
Exactly. We make all of our people eat our food or drink it. So you're not getting out of it.
I got to make something good then because I'd be a little disappointed.
All right, let's go back to the world's best coffee.
Okay, I love all these recipes. I'm actually very excited to feature Lavazza's recipes. Really, truly, creativity can go so far with ideas, and I love the turmeric latte idea. But I'm going to make an espresso latte. And what we're going to do is we're going to feature our Lavazza capsule. Now, there's something really neat about our Lavazza capsule system. What makes the Lavazza capsules, espresso capsule system different is that our machines impart 9 bars of pressure on our capsules. So what that means is it's really cool where the water, it punctures the top, it fills the water up, and then eventually, the espresso bursts out. So when you're brewing traditional espresso, you have to tamper it right. You have the fluctuation, the expansion, and the contraction of your espresso beans. And what that can do is it can vary in terms of the crema and the thickness and the quality that's coming from the espresso that's being brewed. So our capsule system eliminates that. So the crema, so what we do is we just place the capsule in, push the button. We have 2 program settings. This machine is called our Classy Mini. This is used in room and within hotels. We have machines that look and feel just like beautiful traditional espresso machines. So if you have, especially in the food service world, I used to bartend at a hotel when I was in my university years. Speed, efficiency, and consistency. That's what you need. So if you want to do a quick upsell with a latte, that server is not going to cringe. They're going to say, oh, that's easy. It's a Lavazza capsule. So I'm just going to brew it here.
By the way, everyone in my family has one of those gorgeous mini Lavazza in the house.
Oh, that's great. And for some reason, this is not brewing, but
it goes like that.
Jay, is this going to be one of those Oprah moments where Megan's like, and you get a Lavazza machine, and you get I feel like I'm the only one that doesn't have one right now. I'm just saying.
I know, exactly. I could use one.
Megan, and one thing also, I mean, not a lot of kids grow up with this in the States with peanut butter and jelly and stuff. Us in Italy, we used to also with the Lavazza coffee, we would take a farm fresh egg yolk and you whip it with sugar. It turns into a nice Zavaglione flavor, and then you gradually add an espresso shot to it, and just keep whipping the crap out of it. It is the most incredible and easy dessert.
Actually, it's funny. In my early 20s, I lived in Napoli, in a small town called Torre del Greco. And the mom,
mamma mia, Torre di Greco, paisana.
The mom that I lived with, Fiorenza, she would actually do that. She'd take the spuma, and then she'd whip it up with marsala. She gave it to me, and I'm like, what is this? And it was the most phenomenal thing in the world. So, thank you for waiting. My machine was my son and I made it too many times. So if you see that right there,
look at that
every single time. So that itself, ladies and gentlemen, that is what distinguishes Lavazza. The depth, the body, the consistency, and the flavor coming in every single espresso. So all we do to finish up, sorry, you can't see my face. Well, sorry about that. Okay. So what we do is we get a nice full cup of ice, fill it up with some milk. I like to use 2% or 3% milk, but everybody can obviously have their option. And then for the effect, you can actually just pour it off of. Oh, I'm making a lovely mess. What happens?
Don't worry, we love messy.
When you're multitasking.
All I can think of right now.
With a biscotti.
All I can think of right now is how cool that would look as a little slow-mo Instagram video for a restaurant or whatever, just as that's cascading down the glass. Like it looks better by the second.
Exactly. Thank you. Yes. We have a Lavazza iced latte. We'll be serving this on patios. You can offer this as upsells, or you could just do that quick, like we mentioned earlier, at that 2-ounce serving, just to give somebody that comfort beverage to start off with when they begin their meal.
And Megan, one other thing I noticed when you showed your Lavazza poured cup and the espresso. Now, we like to drink a nice espresso, usually halfway full or a little less than the espresso cup. And I notice here in the States, people tend to fill and want their espresso to fill up to the top. Po lungo, diciamo, in Italy. But you know, the flavor of the espresso being done to size makes all the difference as well, because it's going to make that drink taste that much better. It's like adding the right amount of salt and pepper to a recipe.
That's, you know what, that's the beautiful way of looking at it. Whether you can, yes, of course, do an Americano, but that essence in that proper portion that you're going to receive within that body, it's like, it's just, you don't even need a full cup. It's really that experience that you're looking for that lasting effect. 100%. It's great.
Awesome. Sorry, I'm like all over. I'm whacked out on coffee too, by the way. Right? Not as whacked out as Brenda.
Brenda, how many people you got in that other room over there waiting for all those drinks?
Well, my 17-year-old did the whole head pop in. Are you done yet? Like, no, not yet. Lots and lots of people. People like to come to my house for a party. Not right now. That would be inappropriate. But I always have the mix with me, right? So, yeah. I get invited.
Don't worry, we'll send you straws long enough to be able to keep them outside.
Perfect. So, Chef, you actually mentioned in the last episode about, you know, when people are buying things in bulk and how do things freeze and so on and so forth, and especially in this COVID climate where one day we're open and the next day we're not. Side mention, our fresh margarita mix comes into you chilled, but you can absolutely put it in the freezer and even extend the shelf life of it by a year once you've put it into the freezer. So it's a fantastic, usable, end user friendly size, end user friendly, full usage product. And
well, you can probably even freeze it portioned, depending on how much you want to be using, whether the ice cubes are small or bigger, and defrost it as you need it.
And one of the ideas, just to go for that one, was this little, I don't know how well it'll show up, but I think the colors at least show up. So this little gem right here is my lemon lime margarita granita. So it is just this product frozen, just this product frozen. And then every half hour or so, you give it a little stir with a fork just to keep the granulars, keep it granulated. Basically, you put it into a glass, you garnish it. You've got an amazing palate cleanser with some huge citrus burst to it. Or you've got a dessert, or you can turn this into a different kind of dessert or a different kind of cocktail or whatever you want to do with it. So what I did was I took this one, which is the lemon lime, and I added some Tropical Oasis strawberry mix to this one and made a strawberry granita. And then this one is a mixed berry granita. So this is blueberry, raspberry, blackberries mixed with our margarita mix and then frozen. And then here you go. So you've got these products that you can use front to back, both in a giant SVK logoed sangria mason jar of happiness. In the sangria, you've got a lemonade. I made a berry lemonade here as well, which was simply some berries in syrup mixed with our margarita mix. Add water, throw a lid on it, and you've got a house-made signature berry lemonade that you can add to your order. I always find it funny in the restaurant industry. The beverage is the very first thing that is generally served at a table. Very first thing. You get in, you sit down, your server comes over and they want to know what you want to drink. It should be the exact same thing in our takeout world, but it's a category we haven't really capitalized on yet. So we can do that with brunch. We can do that with giant mason jars and treat the moms of our world or just the brunch consumers of our world to some amazing, clean products with a berry lemonade or a sangria. And if we have leftovers, let's give them the suggestion to freeze it and make it into a granita.
Well, the granita side I love too, because for those of you at home as well, I mean, if you take Ziploc bags and you freeze them, not too thick, you want to keep them at a nice sort of thickness, thinner. You layer them into a freezer and you keep them there. And when you're ready to serve them, just get a hammer and think about someone you don't like and beat the crap out of it. And then just pour it into a cup and season it any way you like. You've got instant granitas for people in the summertime. I mean, it's just
absolutely. And just as much as we're making a berry lemonade, you can serve this as a slushie. So stop sending your clients down the street to another restaurant that does slushies to go. You can serve this. This is edible, it's drinkable, it's freezable, it's ingredient product. It's a fantastic clean product. And again, like I said before, the margarita mix is just lemons, just limes, and cane sugar. It doesn't get any cleaner than that. So it's a fantastic use product.
Awesome stuff. Well, let's go one quick round there. Let's go back to Kevin. Where do we go next? Sorry, I'm losing.
Seafood. Oh, sorry. We're not off to the next yet. Get back.
Not yet.
She's waving her hand. Yeah.
She got the blending done and everything. And then let me unmute you. There you go.
Am I good now? Okay. I knew you muted me in the background. So I finished off this drink. This is that golden latte that we mentioned. And I will say that some of the best coffee in the world, because I've heard that a couple times, could be added to this. So what we're looking at now is this nice warm mixture. I frothed up the milk as well. So you can see that lovely, beautiful color yet again. So this one I prefer myself to put this through a bit of a sieve because that ginger can have a little texture to it that sometimes you don't want in your golden latte. So I'm going to just take that just to get that little bit of extra ginger. It's already infused the flavor. I prefer this done up, served over ice. So that's my favorite way to do this. Top that off. Again, could be added a little shot of espresso to that. I prefer just a little fresh grated nutmeg on top. And you've got a beautiful beverage, seasonally served over ice, done warm. It doesn't matter. Again, antioxidants, anti-inflammatory, beautiful. So right now, I just have to decide which one I'm having first. Yeah.
It seems like you've made your choice, Jeanette.
Gotta do that donut.
Well, funny fact that I heard of, you do need some fat to process turmeric. So actually, I think you're very on point with the donut on top of there.
Yeah. It's the very good excuse, if nothing else.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Dip away. Love it.
Very nice. Look at that. Man. Oh. All right. Well, let's head over to James quick, and then we'll wrap up and move into seafood. Our last segment for the day. So James, just wait. I got to unmute you. You're too loud in the background, dude.
Oh, too loud back here?
Not as loud as Brenda. Boozing her up there.
Oh, great. Wish I had a blender going.
At least I warned you.
Hey, no, I just made him in a little smaller cocktail rock style glass. But at the end of the day, guys, get creative with tea. Tea will soak up any flavor. Will pick up any puree or spice. You know, we've seen dirty chai teas out there. Again, the sky's the limit on tea. You can, whatever you have in restaurant today can be used, and I hope it's Tetley, but can be used in any format of beverage that I've created for you. So yeah, sky's the limit. If you need any help, just reach out. We can get through SVK to make some stuff. Glad to do one of these in my kitchen again. You know, my wife and son love the fact that I scrubbed it and got past COVID clean.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Awesome stuff. All right. Well, let's I gotta go to the world best coffee first. Thanks again, Megan, for joining us and stuff like that. I got everyone else in the green room. We call it the virtual green room, chef. And we are pumped to have everyone up. It's gonna be amazing. So thank you for the world's best coffee. And make sure you can send it. We'll send you my address later.
She's muted, Jay. She just kind of wants to say thank you.
No, I'm trying. Oh. I'm trying. Sorry, dude.
Oh. I just wanted to say that Lavazza also has countless easy, fun, very creative recipes too. We recently hired a national trainer. Her name's Rachel, and she is excited to work with our customers and think up concoctions and help them create the perfect beverage too. So, we're happy to be on board, and thank you for your time.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for joining us. And Brenda, last words. Hopefully you can still make it through the day.
She was already going to erase the chalkboard.
No,
Were you erasing the chalkboard?
No. And that's not even the same chalkboard as the last time. I
noticed.
left the last one up. I think my Lasan logo was a little bit cleaner last time, but I'll get better at this. It's not my day job, thank God. But anyway, so just to wrap up again, fantastic clean products. We have recipes galore on our Lasan Food Service website. Reach out to me directly if you're looking for ideas and inspiration and creativity to use any of these products. As you'll see on this last one, I just used my leftover mixed berry granita and made a slushy lemonade drink and garnished it with the strawberries and lime that I cut last night. So it's just a good time. My world is a good time. It's beautiful beverages, beautiful clean Canadian products, and very happy to be showcasing them here on SVK Bunch.
That is awesome.
Beautiful.
But can you say it again? Say it 3 times in a row. Come on.
Brenda's Bunch of Brunch beverages.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
I'll leave it there. Did you even have a sip of your drink? Did you even?
I haven't got that far yet. Honestly, when I was erasing my chalkboard, I was going to get another glass so I could pour some and then drink it. But I'll just use this one now since we're done.
Let's see this. Awesome. Well, thank you, everyone. You know what? It's always a blast. Super excited. Chef, I hope you got an idea here too. Or 3.
Beyond. Yeah, very nice.
Well, I hope you can stay for the seafood because
I'm going to. I listen, I'd shut my phone off. I'm having so much fun here. And now that donut on top of that mason jar just made my day. So I'm not going anywhere.
I know. That's awesome. I just can't thank you guys enough for all the great ideas and just supporting us on our show. And thank you. And we'll have you back again because I know you have more. And thanks so much for jumping on. And we're going to cut to, we have commercial chefs, so we're going to cut to a quick commercial. And then we're going to bring in the next chefs who are sitting in the green room. And then we're going to talk a little seafood. Awesome. Well, thanks again. Take care, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Take care.
In any kitchen, true flavor matters most. It's about bringing real ingredients forward. It's about delivering consistent flavor. It's about being true to your taste. Your professional bases start with real ingredients, balanced to perfection. Adding a layer of depth and richness to every dish you serve. All it takes is one taste compared to the competition to understand the difference true flavor-forward bases can make. That means you can trust every dish you braise, glaze, sear, and finish is truly yours. Only Knorr professional bases deliver true flavor you can taste. Taste for yourself. Request your free sample today.
Sorry for the echo, but welcome everyone.
How's it going?
How you know what, Kyla, did you like that plug?
You know what? I really like that commercial. It's my favorite one. It makes me tear every time, just a little bit. I'm so emotional.
That is awesome. I know. I was like, how ironic that one.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thanks again. We're going to talk seafood now. So let's go around. Kyla, do you want to start us off? What are you going to show with us for some brunch seafood ideas?
Absolutely. So, I mean, I'm going to go more the savory route on brunch. I know, it could be a mixed bag. We're going to do sweet, savory. I'm a savory person. I think the other thing too is when we think about lunch incidences, whether it's going to be in restaurant, but mostly delivery takeaway, lunch in itself has decreased like 41% over the past year. So this is where we really need to make things exciting. And I want to talk about different ideas on really how to elevate that with really impactful flavors, but a really easy way to do that. I mean, I think the ad spoke for itself. I feel like we should just play it on loop.
Just want to keep playing it. So we'll come back to you.
We'll just keep going.
So Jordana.
But the one.
We're going to come back to you. You've been on so many of my shows. You're just anxious to keep talking.
It's okay. I love Jordana. She can go.
Jordana, welcome.
Carla's like my sister in this industry, so I'm happy to share the screen with her. Thank you for having me. My name's Chef Jordana Britt, as you can see on screen there. And today I am representing ZF Max, which is one of our seafood suppliers here at Affinity Group. And I have some really fun brunch ideas as well. Again, also keeping it savory and hopefully moving into that lunch day part. These are also ideas that could be takeout or delivery or buffet if we ever go back to those days of buffet. So I'm really excited. Thanks for having me, Jay.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here. I think this is your first time.
It is. Yeah, thank you.
Right? So you're nervous, right? We only have one of New York's best chefs on the line here, so no pressure at all. Ivan, welcome.
Thanks for that. Now I have a lot of pressure. No.
Yeah, no pressure at all.
But so as you said, my name is Ivan, Chef Ivan, and I'm here with Toppets, and we're going to be doing some savory dishes. I got a bit of a kind of a change on a taco here with with shrimp and really fun smoked salmon salad. Kind of going to the French side of things because it seems like people are liking French food again, which is crazy. But never thought that would come back. But very excited to be here. So we'll be moving on with that and using ingredients in a fun and exciting way.
Very cool.
Love it.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, let's go back to Miss Taki.
Oh, thanks, Jay. Now everyone's going to know my nickname. So the first dish that I wanted to make is actually I'm going to start it off, but a cream chili seafood pasta. I love pasta. I think everybody else loves pasta. The other thing too is, I see some waving hands.
Guilty.
The other thing too is we're seeing like a huge increase in people pairing spice and seafood together too, right? So I don't know if you noticed really briefly in that amazing ad, but we just launched our liquid concentrated seafood base. So this is forward in lobster, shrimp, and it has a really nice tomato base to it. You're going to see me use it a bunch of different ways. But first off, I wish that you could smell what I'm smelling because I feel like we also have some garlic lovers on here. And so there's some butter, some garlic that's been sauteing in it, and some onions. I'm going to add some heavy cream into there. Obviously, why wouldn't I? This is not about being low fat. This is about really having that enjoyment of, brunch is all about really pampering yourself. And even if it's going to be delivery or takeaway, how do we really elevate that experience and make people feel like, even if they're at home, which we've been in for a very long time, we're doing something really special. And of course, I need to add some chili flakes to this because I love me some spice, and this is what's happening. Of course, we could use whatever hot sauce we want because I'm about to add something that's going to be real flavor forward. That's the base. I've just got my tiny little bottle here that was already open, so it is the same as this. And also, as I'm doing this, I really want to quickly show you. So, of course, using this base for things that you would assume that you could use a shellfish stock for once diluted. So 1 liter, it would help if I had this open. 1 liter of water is 30 mils. It wouldn't be a live show if there wasn't.
I was going to be like rookie.
Exactly, right? It's like I've never been on here before. You can see how easily it's done. That's a stock. It's, no sediment that goes to the bottom. So if you've never seen these bases before, that's the beauty of a concentrated liquid base. But I'm going to use it in its concentrated form.
And no boiling.
Pardon?
And no boiling. It's really nice.
Yeah, well, we do recommend that you boil before consumption, but yes, you don't need to heat it up first. So you could very well mix it cold, have it in your cold well, and then as you're doing dishes as you go, ladle pull, just throw it into whatever you need. The other thing too is you just saw me use this as a sauce enhancer. So I just poured some in with my heavy cream, my garlic, my chilies. So that's going to really take that cream sauce to the next level of giving it those, lobster flavors that are coming through in the shrimp. So that'll be really nice, as well as that color that it imparts as well. So I'm going to let that sauce go for a bit. Jay, I don't know if this is where you want to.
Do you want to? Are you like kicking me out here?
Yeah.
You've been sliced.
Jordana, sorry.
Awesome. Okay. So, thanks, Kyla. I'm going to He threw me under the bus to get ready there. So I'm going to go ahead and make up a really nice cod cake. So this is using the ZF Max cod. I have two different fish on here, two different types of fish. I have the cod here in its fillet form, and I have a loin as well. And so I've gone ahead and, just for essence of time, I've cooked that up ahead of time. And that's going to go into my bowl. I'm going to break that up. I like to be hands-on, so I'm literally using my hands here. Going to add some diced celery, some diced white onion, and then we're going to season it up a bit. A little bit of chili pepper, a little bit of Old Bay. I just frozen, could not remember what that was called for a sec. Little bit of salt. I looked at it and went, I have no idea what you are. A little bit of cracked black pepper, some Dijon mustard, and 1 egg. And then I'm going to put some panko and a little bit of flour in, and that's going to make the base for my cod cakes. I'll show you this in just one sec, but I didn't really mash up my fish because I want to have that texture when you bite into it. The cod is such a beautiful, clean flavor. It's such a nice fish that you really want to be able to taste it. So that's what my batter or my raw product looks like right there. And then again, just for essence of time, I went ahead and I cooked these up. And these are my cod cakes. So I've just garnished them a little bit of spicy mayo. And then I'm going to put some marinated shallots on top just to kind of give it a little seafood, almost like a riff on an oyster even.
Now, did you bread those? Did you bread the outside of them prior to frying them up after you made your mixture?
Yeah, that's a great question. I actually didn't. I like to do things, honestly, the lazy, easy way. So for me, I put the breadcrumbs into the mixture, formed them with my hands, Bob's your uncle, fried them up in a little bit of butter and olive oil just to get that, combo flavor. And then that was it. So really easy. These are beautiful hot right out of the pan, but they're also really nice chilled. So again, if you are going to do an outdoor al fresco type brunch, which is probably the way we're headed in Ontario anyway, this is a really nice element. It just adds kind of that heartiness, but it's also really fresh flavors. So that is my first recipe.
That's awesome,
Well,
Jordana.
I love that you kept the fish nice and flaky because codfish, fresh cod, I mean, as I lived in Portugal for so many years, I could live on codfish and the amount of recipes we could make with those. And I love the fact, and especially restaurants that might have some buffet sort of displays when that comes back, of course, the simplicity of taking these grilled fish or poached fish or cooked fish and turning them into these cakes for starters. And I love the fact that you didn't bread the outside of them because it gives it a nice, beautiful, delicateness to it. And also could be used for sliders. It could be used between breads. It could really endless what you can do with those. Really nice.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, again, cod is just such a versatile fish. It has a really nice, clean flavor, so it works really well in this kind of application.
Yeah, and if you were to puree that as well after it's baked, make some beautiful cod spreads that can go on as appetizer bases for a lot of dishes as well. I mean, really, cod is one of the most beautiful fish to work with when it comes to bringing it back to life.
Hey, Jordana, do you know one of our viewers is texting me, Katie Pavry, one of the ladies I work with. She's a huge fan of cod.
Awesome.
Huge fan. Huge.
This is,
keeps texting me.
It's in the Sysco brand, so better product, Jay. That's
yeah. We'll hook Katie up here with some cod.
Well, and one more thing about cod. I think a lot of people try cod for the first time. The dry cods, they mix up the dry cod with the fresh cod, and obviously the dry cod, when it's not soaked properly, gives us a very fishy taste. And usually, when people taste it, they're like, "Oh, I hate codfish." So for those of you that have tasted the codfish that's dry as a first timer, the fresh cod is a completely different animal. I mean, it is really a beautiful, beautiful flaky fish, and complete opposite of what the dry one is like in texture purposes as well.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That salt cod, you're right. If you don't soak it properly, it can be almost a little off-putting. So, the fresh cod, the cod loins and the cod fillets are just a beautiful and really versatile product, which is really nice.
Great.
That's awesome. Awesome. Well, let's go back to Ivan. Ivan?
Yes. So we're going to be doing a shrimp taco. We're going to be using the Toppage shrimp medley. And what we did is we made it a spicy taco. So I was thinking, what are we going to do for brunch here? So to get a little creative, instead of doing a regular masa tortilla, what we actually did was we made a potato tortilla. So it tastes very much similar to, I say, like a Tim Hortons hash brown. Everybody knows what those taste like. And what we did is we used potato flour. So regular masa recipes, so you would have your lard, your water, some flavoring, salt, pepper, and we got these pliable, and you can fry them up and you make a tostada if you want. We took the medley, there already comes pre-cooked, and we sauteed it really quickly in a fermented chili sauce, which I made myself. But everybody's making chili sauces these days. If you go on the internet, you can find a million recipes. During COVID, apparently, everybody wants to learn how to cook, which is amazing, which makes us as chefs have to think harder and work harder. You know what I mean? So we made the shrimp. We took the shrimp medley, sauteed it really quickly because it's already pre-cooked, and used their fermented chili sauce. Tossed it all together. Over here, because nobody wants to watch me make scrambled eggs. I have already made pre-scrambled eggs finished with a little creme fraiche to give it a little bit more richness. So what we're going to do is we're going to take those eggs, put it in the middle of our potato tortilla. Just whatever you want. Usually about a spoonful, I say, a little bit more because it is going to get big as we keep adding things. Then we take the shrimp. And you're going to have to bear with me here because while I was waiting, I ate some of the bacon that's also going on this dish because I was getting, a little hungry there with all the amazing drinks that were coming up.
We forgive you because we know about bacon. Everyone
And Chef, I got to apologize. I want to find a donut to garnish this with, but I was coming on. So
listen, I love those potato cakes. I mean, listen, we have 7-layer cakes. Why not make a 7-layer potato cake?
There you go, right?
Love it.
Or if you want to get crazy, you make a potato mille-feuille or whatever. Imagination is where it takes us. That's it.
Really?
So we have this, trying to make it nice. Then, who doesn't love avocado? So take a little bit of avocado, fresh avocado, already sliced. We're going to put that on top. I told you it was going to get high here. And as you can see, made it easy for everybody. These things, once you have your prep done, as all the chefs out there know, things come easy and quickly. And you know what? For those cooking at home, a little excitement for brunch is not a bad thing, right? Try some new techniques, you try some new recipes, and you have fun with it. Then we have a little bit of tomatoes that have macerated, which means marinated. It's a fancy word for marinated. In lime juice and a little olive oil. Put those around, and the avocado goes fine. And then finish off a little bit pickled pearl red onions. That's it. There we go. And like always, what's a taco without some fresh coriander on top?
Yum.
And off you go. You have a really light but fun version of a breakfast taco.
Love it. Love it. And not too starchy at all. I mean, I love how thin those potato.
Yeah, so it's like when I was making it, I was like, the whole process was a little nuts, but then I thought crepe. It's like a crepe. You make it thin, it's pliable, it kind of works the same way. And from there you can do whatever you want. You can roll it, you can fry it, you can make chips out of it, and it's pretty much a taco on a Pringle.
Can you bring that dish just nice and close to the camera? Like come around and bring it up a little closer?
A little closer?
Yeah.
Come around.
Around.
Up high.
There you go. There we go.
Nice.
And the fancy plate makes it look better, right?
You got to take a bite of it too, Chef.
Right now, it's going to go all over. I'll do it when you guys switch off to the next guy. Done.
Well, you get into it. Here we go. Let's see that bite. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Here we go. There we go. All right. Wait till we get Kyla to jug a bottle of their North.
All right.
It's like the cinnamon challenge. Thanks for coming back. Those tacos look amazing, by the way. So I'm going to keep going on with my pasta here. We reduced the sauce. I added some tarragon and basil to it. And in the meantime, I had also heated up a saute pan with some garlic, more butter, surprise, more of the shellfish base in its concentrated form, and then really quickly tossed my lobster in there. I know, poor me, and the shrimp. So those are going to be the proteins that we're going to throw in there. Lots of flavor, really helps drive a lot of that sweetness of the shellfish through. So pasta already cooked, tossed in oil. I'm going to throw it right into my sauce. So I'm just going to get that heated through because, of course, we prepped this before. So it's a little chili. And we'll give it a little bit of a stir and just a really nice coat on there. And for those of you who, I'm sure many of you out there don't know, but I'm actually a celiac, so this is all gluten-free. That's the nice thing about these bases too. They're all gluten-free. So it is gluten-free spaghetti. I know those die-hard pasta eaters are going, oh God. But you know what? There's some good stuff out there now, I promise you. Plus, when it's covered in the right sauce, nobody cares. It's all about the sauce, right? So, especially when it's heavy cream and butter, you can't go wrong with that. So we've got our chilies in there. We've got our great flavors, some beautiful color going on here. And here I can plate it for us, so you know what I'm eating for lunch today. That's all.
We always make you lunch.
There we go. Just beautiful and creamy. And I'm gonna just throw my seafood on top so that you can get a good, nice visual of it. And of course my tails are removed. I get it. We want to keep tails on. It makes the dish more impressive. But I can't tell you how many times since a child I have cursed having to dip my hand into my pasta bowl to remove, because I'm not doing it fancy. I'm just chewing the tails off there. So we got that. We got some cheese, of course. And then I'll just add a little bit of greenery to it, if you will. And yes, Kevin, I will bring it over to the camera. I knew you were.
Oh, close up. You okay, Kev?
Oh, great. Another delicious dish that I don't get to eat.
Exactly. I know they didn't get that memo.
Now you're just rubbing it in our faces.
Yeah. Take a bite.
No, I will send you the recipe. I know
Okay.
that's not quite the same.
Yeah.
And then I was going to make another dish, which is a salad. But should I go into it now?
No, you just start and we'll be back. Let's go to Jordana.
All right.
There you go, Jordana.
Shay. So the next recipe that I'm doing is also a salad. So I kind of just stole your thunder there, Kyla. But I'm going to do a smoked haddock salad. So I've taken the haddock, which I have right here, my haddock loin and my haddock fillet, and I've just done it in a really easy smoker. So I did it in my oven. I didn't break out the big Traeger smoker or anything like that. You can really easily smoke fish because it cooks at a really low temperature, it cooks quickly, and really anything that you're smoking, it's really the first 20 minutes or so where you're really inserting that smoke flavor. So fish works beautifully in the smoker, and this is a really nice neutral fish. So I've just put a little bit of wood chips in, put my fish directly over it. So wood chips, grate, my fish on top, and I cooked it in a 240 degree oven for about 20 minutes, and that's what you got. So it smells beautiful, really rich, earthy kind of smoky flavors. So the basis of my salad is I have some cooked beets here. So these are a pre-cooked beet you can get through Sysco. They're a beautiful product. I just sliced those pretty finely. I used a knife, didn't use a mandolin or anything like that, but you definitely could. Those are going to go down on my plate. Just want to make sure my plate's actually on camera here. Those are going to go down on the base of my plate, almost like I like to play on terms for culinary. So I like the idea of like a beet carpaccio, or those kind of plays on words and plays on themes. So that is going to go on the base, and these beets are perfectly cooked and super rich. Then I'm going to put some fennel. So I've taken fennel ahead of time, and I have just kind of julienned it up. And I put a little bit of lemon because, again, fennel will oxidize if you leave it for too long. So a little bit of salt and a little bit of lemon juice. And that's just going to go over top. The anise flavor of fennel is beautiful with the smoked flavor of fish. And this is actually not my own recipe. Chefs never admit when they've purchased or poached a recipe from someone else, but I'm going to give credit where credit is due in this case. This was my colleague in Vancouver, because we are coast to coast. So I have culinary bodies across the country, which is super cool. So that's my fennel. Then I'm going to put some sliced apple. Now you might think, okay, well, you probably had to put the apple into lemon and everything here is going to be super sour. But actually, if you put the apple into, and I learned this from another chef, so again, giving credit where credit is due, but if you put your apple into pineapple juice, it actually will prevent the oxidization the same way lemon, but then you're not getting a sour, bitter lemony apple. So I tried this at home with my kids, because they, you send your kids to school when you are sending your kids to school with half an apple or like a cut up apple, and it comes back, it looks sad and gross, and they never eat it. So I always say it goes to school, like it takes the trip to school and the trip home. So I tried this with my kids, pineapple on the apple, and it's much, much better. So now I'm going to take my fish, and I'm going to break it up. Again, I like a larger piece. I want you to be able to see the fish. I'm kind of just flaking it where it naturally flakes. You could chop it, you could dice it, but I like the idea of it having kind of a natural fall to where the flake happens. I have one fillet here, but I'm going to cheat and do a little bit more. This could definitely be more of a shareable plate if you'd like. And then for my dressing, I have a roasted garlic and yogurt and dill dressing. So I've mixed all those items together, a little bit of lemon juice, salt and pepper, super easy. Again, I could provide the recipe if you're interested. And then that's just going to go over top as a drizzle. You could garnish this with dill or tarragon, as Kyla mentioned. Tarragon's a beautiful herb to go with any seafood. And there we have it. So I'm going to do my extreme close up. Now there is a lot of white on this plate, so if you do have access to a plate that's a bit of a darker color hue, like I'm talking a ceramic dish that's a darker color, this would really, really pop in terms of its visual. So again, served cold or room temperature, and you're getting that delicious haddock flavor with the addition of the smokiness. And that's all she wrote.
That really, I could taste the crispy freshness of summer in that. I mean, it is absolutely beautiful. I mean, you could play with so many ways of decorating those ingredients. Even you fan them out, you layer them, you get the colors. There's just so much you could do with that. That is a beautiful combination you got there.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, Kev, are we going to Ivan?
Yep.
Yep. Are you still there, Kev?
Oh, you bet I am.
Okay, buddy, just checking.
I was eyeballing that slab of smoked salmon.
Kevin's waiting for the Federal Express truck to pull up to his house with all these recipes.
I'm doing deliveries after this, so once I get off, you guys tell me where you are, and I'll drive it by.
That's awesome.
Okay, so to be a little different, I'm going to do a salad. We're doing a smoked salmon, Atlantic smoked salmon, cold smoked. And like I said, we're going to do a little bit of a French theme here. So we're using roasted celery root, one of those vegetables that I feel not many home cooks use, but it is wonderful, especially with seafood. Green apples, potatoes, and we're doing a little dressing here called the mousseline. So for those of you in the industry, you know what it is, but for others, it's mousseline. It's a hollandaise mixed with whipped cream. But instead of using whipped cream, I actually use creme fraiche to kind of give it that a little bit more creaminess and, a little bit more flavor and oomph to it. So we mixed all our vegetables, all our apples and everything in here with a little bit of pickled red onion again, using the pickled red onion as the acidity instead of a vinaigrette. seasoned to taste, salt and pepper. Everybody's palates are a little bit different, so, but do take in consideration, like I always say, that, smoked salmon is usually previously cured and has a little bit of a saltiness to it. So be careful with what you add, in terms of salt. Always, can never take it out once it's in.
It's just taking a long time.
Yeah, so here we go. It's done.
It's beautiful.
Look how
So we're
bright
grabbing-
that salmon is, eh?
Oh, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous.
Chef, you ever had this stuff?
Those forms just, it makes any presentation beautiful. Look at that.
There you go. And I cheated, used a little ring to make sure that it doesn't go flying everywhere. Little parsley chervil oil here to kind of finish it up, give it a little oomph. And we'll garnish it a little bit on top. Usually I would say garnished with a chervil. Chervil's beautiful. It's got a nice kind of citrusy finish to it. And off you go. It's a very simple dish, quickly executed if everything's pre-done like it usually is. And you end up with a great, light, refreshing brunch. And I'll bring that up to you guys so you guys can take a look. I don't know if you can see it there.
Oh, yes, we can.
Yes.
There you go.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Ivan.
Thank you. Do you want to see me eat this one too, or?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like, please, poor Kevin is just dying.
Okay, let's see here.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's good. Awesome.
I'm in a virtual food coma over here.
Awesome.
I was
Carla,
going to say, it'd be nice
let's
if
see
you
the salad.
described all the complex flavors. Well, no, I've decided now. I mean, you guys have done amazing salads. I'm going to do a bowl. Yeah, no, really, it's no different. It's in a bowl. That's what's going to do it. However, no haddock, no smoked salmon, so at least we're not doubling up here. But it does show that there's a ton of different options, especially for seafood lovers, or if you want protein that's not traditional meat protein per se. And of course, the shrimp that I'm going to put on top of it, the same preparation can be used for a variety of things. But first, I'm going to focus on the dressing. So I heard citrus be brought up. And of course, citrus goes great with seafood. And I'm going to be using this lemon za'atar vinaigrette. So it's already completely made. What's nice about the lemon za'atar is that the lemon in it actually has a little bit of almost reminiscent of like a Meyer lemon sort of flavor. So it's that fresh, bright that you're getting, a little bit more complexity. I know people are like, you can't smell sweet, but there's certain things that make you think reminiscently of it. Although the dressing itself is not sweet, it really is complex and lovely. And then of course it has za'atar spice seasoning in it. As we know, za'atar seasoning, very well known within that Generation X, millennial, still the millennials. I'm glad to hear we're still important. But really making sure that we capture those flavors and those trends that are really going to drive that purchase. So really easy to use as is, but here I'm going to kind of make it a little bit different. What I have is, I know, my house, a vampire could never join. Roasted garlic, more garlic. Who knew? So I'm going to throw that in there. It's already minced up. And then I'm going to add a little bit of mayonnaise, not to be named. Jay, promise.
No, not at all. Not at all. I got to do a little shout out here because, Kylie, you were one of our first chefs on our show almost a year ago, right? And we used to get excited when we reached 20, 30, 40 people.
Yeah.
Well, I just checked. We just reached 6,000 just a few minutes ago. So
Love
not bad,
it.
eh?
So
Not bad.
exciting.
We're getting there.
Yes. And now Jay is such a big deal. I can't talk to him outside of office hours. No, I'm kidding.
Hey, it happens. It happens.
So I added some yogurt as well. We've got to remember, when we think about creamy dressings, it doesn't necessarily need to be the super traditional and how much yogurt dressings in themselves are trending, whether it's in food service or retail, but it's that nice kick that you get from it as well. And this is where I'm going to add in some of this lemon za'atar. So again, I'm doing all this because I want that nice, thick, creamy consistency. The nice thing about these dressings too is that they're also heat stable. So they are one-phase dressings, of course, meaning that they're emulsified completely all the way through, as opposed to having that huge separation of oil and the good stuff. Which means that it's also good for, you know, light amount of heat. So if you want to saute your seafood or other proteins in the dressing, give it that lemon flavor with a little bit of the herbaceous notes in there, really, really nice. But you can see it also add complexity to a variety of other things, like mixing it for a dip with these types of ingredients. And it's just going to give it that nice viscosity. Very rich, lots of flavor. So that's our dressing. We've got our greens. And I'm going to do my shrimp now, actually, while we're at it. So again, butter, surprise, garlic. I should be selling garlic, I think, at this point.
You guys probably do somewhere.
Right? I'm going to do some chili sauce because I want to really add some oomph to it, and we know how popular spiciness can be. So we've got our heat going on. I'm going to add in my little shrimpies there. Sans tail, of course, you know how I roll. And I'm going to add a little bit more of the concentrated shellfish base. Wow, I can't even say that, let alone bunch of brunch a bunch of times. This is hard enough, so please don't challenge me.
That was Kevin's idea, wasn't mine.
Oh, sure, blame Kevin.
Yes. Yes.
Have you still there? You still
Oh,
there?
yeah. Oh,
Not
yeah.
checking emails, are you?
He's legit in a food coma, Jay. This is what's happening.
I did actually just pounded a protein bar, if you must know. It was awful. I won't name the brand.
I hope there was some seafood on it. You got to include the seafood.
Thanks, Kevin, for the brunch and brunch.
I heard about that on the drink one. So I put some asparagus down in here. And also, to just make it a little bit more breakfasty, if we will, I lost my spatula. I'll use this one here. I did an egg. Now, of course, you know, for delivery, it might be a little bit easier to do a soft-boiled egg cut in half. When we get back to our lovely in-restaurant dining, if we want to do a sunny side up egg, because everybody loves breaking a good yolk, even if it's all over the salad, because we're going to have a lot of other ingredients in here too that'll really help with that. So we've got some cucumber, nice freshness to it. There's also a good opportunity to go either local or seasonal with the produce that you have in here. Some fruits as well would be really nice in contrast with the spiciness of the shrimp, you know, kind of those fatty umami notes of that yolk that's coming through. It's all about that contrast, right? We want our salty, sweet, sour, savory, et cetera, so lovely. Our shrimp is going. It's got a really nice red color to it also, not just from the base, but from that hot sauce as well.
Yeah, and I like the when you say the delivery on that, even hot stuff like this. I mean, you get a little creative in the industry and put all the nice, dry, crisp stuff on the side and package those warmer things separately. So when the customer gets them home, and you're not asking them to cook the recipe, but to be honest, you know, listen, give someone something to do at home with the family, and it brings freshness. So they're really going to be tasting some crisp freshness when they separate that stuff properly.
Absolutely. And it makes it feel a little bit more personalized as well. I mean, if there's a little note in there being like, this is how we recommend you put this together. And that's why even, you know, the brunch tacos that were just shown, as you were saying, like bring the family together, something they can do together. I think that's so important right now, because I think even though we're home all day, every day, we still end up in front of the TV sometimes eating dinner, as opposed to like being at the table and talking with everybody. So it's just nice to kind of bring it all back.
Yeah, well, these moms are asking, you know, I have 3 sisters. Let me tell you, everyone's trying to figure out what to do with their kids. So these kind of things, there's nothing better than food bringing the family together. Especially making some fun stuff and easy stuff like that.
That is awesome.
100%. So we're just going to finish this off. And you think that I would have more cutlery here since I'm right in my kitchen. So I'm going to put the shrimp on. Nice and beautiful. Oh, I can smell the spice coming off. It's awesome. The other thing you may have noticed too with this recipe and the other one that I had done is that I didn't add any extra seasonings with regards to sodium. And that is because of the concentrated base, which of course in itself has salt,
It is also shelf stable for up to a year because of the salt. So we really just need to be conscientious of that when we're using it in its concentrated form, of not sticking to our usual recipes and doing a handful of salt in there. Do the base first, taste it, and then adjust seasoning afterwards. But it definitely could also take out some complexity of seasoning back of house, which is what I really like about these bases. Well, one of the many things, I mean. And then I will just add some of my creamy dressing here. Should have had it in a nice fancy squeeze bottle. All right.
We like the tour. It looks great.
And then I'm going to finish it with, it could be crispy shallots, crispy onion. I just have some crispy onion here. I like the texture, the contrast of it. Again, something that could be packaged separately and then assembled afterwards. So we have our lovely, see, it is like a bowl. It's less like a salad. I mean, this is a hearty meal. And of course, the option of serving it with grains as well. Mixing the grains and some of the dressing ahead of time, just the dressing as is, will really help saturate and give things like quinoa or rice a lot more flavor, add moisture to it, and then build your bowl as they're ordered. So that's it for me.
That is awesome. Last words, Jordana?
Yeah, thanks again for having me. Those recipes look great, Kyla, and I think we're giving hopefully customers really good ideas moving into brunch and hopefully getting out of our houses and getting back to a little bit of normalcy. So yeah, thanks so much. I was with great company today, guys. Thank you.
Awesome stuff.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jordana. Ivan, thanks again for jumping on here and joining us today as well and having a little fun.
Thank you, guys. It's been a pleasure, and it's nice to cook again. I can't complain.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you again. And first of all, thanks so much, Chef, for joining us as well. We're gonna wrap up.
Delicious, absolutely delicious.
I hope we maybe inspire some New York cuisine here now.
Yes, no question about it. No, listen, I mean, the nice thing, you guys all get creative. I mean, you're using basic ingredients to bring so much to life, which I think is the key element today. And I think you guys really, that's what it's all about. And there's nothing better than being familiar with a product and taking it to the levels of what you guys have been doing. And this is great. And I love those potato pancakes over there, Ivan. Those things, I'm going to be shooting for my 7-layer potato presentation with a nice runny poached egg on top.
I'm going to look for it on Instagram.
That's awesome.
Really nice, guys. Really, really, really nice. Congratulations.
Well, thank you so much, Chef, for joining us. And Kevin, thanks again. You awake there, Kev?
Yeah. Well, yeah. And I just want to, I want to thank everybody. I know everybody makes it look so seamless and easy, but just out of our comfort zones, whether it's at our home, whether it's your first time, whatever, you guys, you did such a great job. I think, and I said on the last call, there's a lot of us in this industry that at a time, and I'm not saying that we're not competitors, might have looked at each other different. And I think it's just amazing how you all work together. I think it sets a really great example. And, I read an article out of Alberta last week about how so many restaurants are working together. And I think from the distributor and vendor side, I think you guys are setting such a great example for a community that we're all going to need to heal. We're all going to need to heal together, and we're not going to be able to do it without each other. And so I just want to thank you guys all for being a part of that. This really is special. And Jeff, thank you so much for the added commentary. I have to admit, I cannot bring that level of expertise.
Kevin, you said something so important. I mean, in the old days, no matter what city we worked in, if I was in New York, if I was in Italy, if I was in Portugal, in Spain, there was always that hangout place. After we were done cooking and working, after we always had the energy to meet up somewhere. And you guys are creating an amazing atmosphere to sort of invite people into what us chefs would be talking about at our go-to place after work, being dead tired, but always having that energy to talk about these kind of things. And you guys are just popping it out there. Love it. Love this.
That's a huge compliment, Jeff. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jeff. And everyone else, you know what? We're back. This is day 1. We have day 2 next week, same time, same place. 3 segments. Chef, you're more than welcome to join us as well. And because I tell you, you know way more food than me and Kevin put together.
Yep.
You guys are great. I'm gonna have to come over there and whip up some stuff with you guys and teach you how to boil some.
Well, we're coming down to you when that border opens. We're visiting, don't you?
Hey, plenty of room over here.
Yes.
That's awesome. Well, check us out next Thursday, same time, same place. We'll be here and we'll have more bunch of brunch ideas for you. See, Kevin, it's easy to say.
Yeah, I know. Stay safe, everybody. We really
stay safe,
appreciate it.
everyone.
Yep.
Love you all.
Ciao,
Get out there and
guys.
support the industry.
Yep.
Ciao, ciao.